Good evening, college football fans and everybody else out there in the world. Sorgy Stories going live with a game between a top national championship contender and a team that, if somehow they win this game, suddenly gets into the conversation for the college football playoff. Penn State at Wisconsin. I'm Jay. I've covered the Wisconsin Badgers professionally for a few years. This kid right here, you're just a darn good college football fan.
It's time to jump around. It's time to win a big football game. Badgers fans have been waiting for a night like this for so long. We thought we might get it with the Bama game, but it was at noon. And no one likes the game at noon. The last time a team came into Madison at night, top 3 team came to Wisconsin at night, went to the camp. It was number 1 Ohio State. And the Badgers said bye to them.
He's been rehearsing this, folks. No. But that's what but he just set the stage incredibly well. There are few atmospheres in college football that can match the craziness of Camp Randall Stadium in prime time at night with a national television audience watching. That's what's happening tonight with undefeated number 3 ranked Penn State going into Camp Randall Stadium to take on a 2-loss Wisconsin Badgers team that, if they run the table the rest of the way in regular season play, and that means beating number 3 Penn State and beating number 1 Oregon at home, both those games at home, the playoff is in their sights.
Yeah, they're in the playoff with those 2 wins. But it starts tonight. The Badgers 5-2. They started the year off really slow. They did not look good in those first few weeks of the season. It was a rough start. I think everyone would agree on that as I pull up, exactly who we played and lost to in some of those cases. It started the year with a win over Western Michigan, way too close of a game. Then beat South Dakota in way too close of a game. Got murdered by Alabama 42-10.
It was not way too close of a game.
And then the USC game happened. I was feeling good in the first half. And then I'm just having fun with friends. And then I look at the score by the end of the game and I say, we just choked against USC. The USC team that at the time was number 13, now unranked. But it all changed against a team that Wisconsin has not lost to since 2003. Purdue getting the win 52-6. Then a big win over Rutgers 42-7. Back-to-back huge wins on the road for Wisconsin at Rutgers. The last 2 times they've played there, they beat Rutgers a combined 95-10.
And we were at the first of those 2 games.
Yes, we were.
Go check it out on our vlogs.
And then the win over Northwestern 23-3 last week in an absolute domination in that game by the Badgers. And as Javi O'Day just said, jump around.
Oh, yeah.
It's time to jump around. It will be in the fourth quarter at least. But there's nothing like that W at midfield under the lights. There's just nothing like it in football.
I had a chance to be a reporter for the Badgers Radio Network for 3 years, going to games at Camp Randall, seeing this atmosphere, attending games at night. I was at that win over Ohio State when they were at number 1. I was sitting next to Matt LePay, the longtime and still radio voice of the Badgers.
Legend.
One of the best in the business. And to hear his excitement and see just how explosive 81,000 fans can be when you knock off a number 1 ranked team, a top 5 team like they're facing tonight, number 3 Penn State, that is an atmosphere that will challenge any of the best teams in college football. But make no mistake about it, Penn State is one of the best. They have proven it all season long. We witnessed that with the game against West Virginia, and so many of us were saying, oh, West Virginia stinks this year. You know what? In reality, in hindsight, I think that was more just Penn State brilliance.
Yeah, Penn State brilliance. And I got the chance to actually talk to Coach Franklin last week, just a week ago, about this time, actually.
Where else are you going to find that on a YouTube live stream?
Yeah.
We talked to the coach in one of these games.
I got to talk to Coach Franklin on the sideline and credit him for being a good dude. And I have nothing against him and this Penn State team because they are really good. And I give them all the credit in the world for how good they are. They're a better team than Wisconsin. But as I said, Camp Randall at night is scary. And the one advantage I think Wisconsin might have in this game Next week, who's Penn State playing at noon? It's Ohio State, number 4. They just got a big win against Nebraska in a really close game today. I'm intrigued to see what happens there. But maybe, just maybe, Penn State overlooks Wisconsin and finds out what the Badgers do when they're underdogs.
8 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, if your chances of victory are pretty predicated on the opposing team overlooking you, going towards a better game, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
But we've seen enough from this Wisconsin team the last 3 weeks to maybe see that they've turned a corner in terms of their overall performance, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. Granted, they were playing Little Sisters of the Poor the last 3 weeks, but maybe their execution has improved to the level where they feel like they can challenge a Penn State level squad, especially in this atmosphere, and win. And notice the uniforms as they start running out of the field.
Here come the
They're
Badgers,
going
baby.
all red.
I
with
love
the exception of the helmets.
this white helmet, red jersey, red pants look. It's clean. And it feels like a night game. It feels like it just has that vibe because you want to look clean in your biggest games. Penn State, of course, in the all-white look. They're going classic. Don't screw up with tradition. That's my thing with Penn State. They're just wearing the traditional white.
But yeah, go ahead.
But Luke Fickell, this dude came from Cincinnati, coming off a playoff appearance there a few years ago when they lost to Alabama. The only Group of 5 team to ever make the playoff.
Yep.
And what he's done at Wisconsin is the culture's good. You can tell that the culture is good. They're having fun. They're enjoying it. And maybe this is that first signature win of his Wisconsin time.
What I think has been the problem for Wisconsin under Fickell right now, more than anything else, it just hasn't been his guys. Yeah. And I know that you're able to get more of your guys in the era of NIL than you previously would if you simply have to wait for 4 years until the previous coaches' recruits have all funneled through. But it's still not necessarily his team in terms of who he's recruited and who's stuck around. So I think you need more time for him to implement his approach. And his approach strategically, particularly on the offensive side of the football, is go for the big play, particularly in the passing game. And that's because his goal is to win national championships. I've spoken about it ad nauseum, but with the Wisconsin Badgers from the 90s all the way through until the hiring of Luke Fickell with Paul Chryst as head coach, the Badgers focused offensively on the strategic side of things is you've got to run the ball, you got to ground and pound it 4 yards in a cloud of dust, if you will, and just keep the chains moving. It's effective sometimes in winning games. It's effective sometimes in winning Big Ten championships. But it is rare that you can win a national championship with ground and pound football.
Yeah.
You have to be able to make the big play in the passing game if you want to have the ability to beat everyone on your schedule. Wisconsin has not had that since 2011 for 1 year with Russell Wilson, and before then, 1962.
Yeah.
The last time that and the only time they've ever played in a national championship game, the 1963 Rose Bowl against USC. So that tells me, with the fact that Fickell's trying to implement that takes time. That takes time.
Yeah.
And so you're not going to get initial success, typically, unless you have that turnaround of talent and it's truly your team. And so for Badgers fans who are seeing their team lose 2 games out of the first 7, that's where I say, chill.
Yeah.
Chill. Give him time.
Yeah.
Give him an opportunity. If it's 5 years down the road and they're still struggling, okay, then maybe it's worth making a change.
Oh, look at that weather. That's football weather.
49 degrees.
That's football. I saw earlier. It was 88 degrees in Tuscaloosa. And I said, on the stream earlier, I said, I love that, but I hate it at the same time.
It is just before kickoff, and the student section isn't full. Again, Wisconsin students, what are you doing? Get to the game. It's the biggest game of your season so far. Get there.
The fact that it's at night is what really gets me. Like, I wouldn't care if it was a day. Like, I can deal with them not being there for a day game, but like at night, it's just so disappointing.
You've had all day to drink. You've had all day to put too many bad things in your stomach. Get to the game.
But here we go.
Anthony,
Ready
the
for
second
kickoff.
ready for kickoff.
The Badgers will receive, and I like this. I like having the chance to get on the board first.
I'm typically a fan of deferring to the second half so you get the ball to start the second half, but I see your logic behind it, and they're going to start with the football after a touchback because the ball just was kicked to Stoughton, Wisconsin. You're going to get a lot of Wisconsin geography from me as usual.
And we see the starters. It's Braden Locke, the sophomore. Tyler Van Dyke injured out for the year. The sophomores looked really good this year.
Tawee Walker, right?
What?
Tawee Walker?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure my pronunciations.
I think so. I've never heard of him, I'm going to be honest.
But he's run the football twice for 100 yards the last couple of games.
That's pretty impressive. I haven't watched the last couple of games because they're on BTN.
Here we go. On the Peacock today, on the big network. Play action pass overthrown.
It is on Peacock, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Not exclusively, but it is on Peacock.
That's true.
Okay, never mind. Oh, he's had a lot more picks than I thought.
4 in the last 3 starts, which is not wonderful.
As I thought.
He's a backup.
Yeah,
he's a backup who was forced into action for the year with the injury to their starter against Alabama.
But TVD on the bench, you saw him there a moment ago. Oh,
Lofting for the big play and no receiver anywhere near.
That was just good coverage. The receiver just was not getting anywhere close to that ball.
Yeah, that's called fantastic bump and run coverage right at the line of scrimmage. Cody Hankins,
34-0.
Oof.
Impressive. Dog.
Bama is back.
Yeah.
They figured it out.
Maybe. I mean, Missouri's not an incredibly impressive win. Like, it's a ranked win, which is solid.
Right.
But Bama still has to. I mean, with 2 losses, like, they have to run the table. They got to beat LSU, and that's a huge task to beat them on the road in Baton Rouge.
3rd and 10 at your own 25-yard line against Penn State is not advantageous, but that's about to change. I think it's actually going to be 3rd and 15.
False start.
Yep.
Badgers do the cha-cha, 3rd and 15 now. Not the best place you want to
I
be.
promise I won't do the cha-cha.
This is a cha-cha.
Oh, I'm talking about the actual cha-cha.
I know. I'm saying when you do the false start.
Oh, that's the Dante Culpepper roll-on.
Yeah, when
That's what that is,
when
not
you do the
cha-cha.
false start, you do the cha-cha.
That's the roll-on, not the cha-cha. But then again,
you get what I'm saying.
Then again, I'm Generation Agent. So,
Ohio State's arriving. Not going to work against Penn State next week. Beautiful play. Oh, go!
He got it
go,
first down.
baby!
That will wake up the crowd. A 21-yard gain for Anthony.
Texas. Oh, they won. Okay, good. Hadn't seen the result of that. I expected it. Vanderbilt's a really good football team. It's that simple. So not a huge surprise.
They got the football at the 40-yard line after a fantastic game for the first down.
Ooh,
Penn State's line.
That rush defense is one of the best in the country. We talked
Yeah.
about that before the West Virginia game. Like, that's such a good run defense. The Badgers are going to have to get up with the times and pass the ball instead of just going ground and pound all night.
I mean, and they run a spectacular 4-3 scheme with that Penn State team. Wisconsin is going to need to run the football simply to keep Penn State honest. They're going to have to keep Penn State honest in order to make them think they're going to run it. That will open up more passing lanes all day long. They run it up the gut again for a couple.
Or two, yeah, not great. Dodgers or Yankees tonight. I'll go Dodgers, get the dub tonight. Dodgers in 6.
I think both those make sense. Both those absolutely make sense. And I think there's such a momentum kick after that ridiculous ending last night. Like almost Kirk Gibson 2.0.
She's gone. The call from Joe Davis.
And a fantastic tribute to Vince Scully with that, by the way.
Yeah.
3rd and 9 of the 41. 4 receivers set. Both teams adjusting at the line of scrimmage. Penn State looking blitz. And he threw it to nobody.
So obviously, I think that's one of two things there. What you saw there from Locke is that either he just had to throw it because he was so under pressure, didn't want to be sacked, or the second thing I think it could have been is just how maybe a guy did not run a route he was supposed to across the middle, and that's what happened there. But the Badgers are going to punt here.
That has been, I don't know if I would say it's been an issue all year long, but we got a fake here.
Go!
Yes! Out of bounds of the 44.
That's Badger football. That is Badger football. That's what we're talking about. Oh, you didn't see that?
No, I didn't. That's horrible. God rest his soul. I know he's been battling that for a while.
Yeah.
Outstanding voice of the Browns, voice of NBC Sports Soccer back in the 90s with the Olympics, by the way.
But that's how you do it. Like, you gotta, in this game, what do you have to lose?
I think they let a Penn State rusher go unblocked and just say, you just got to beat him and then get moving.
It's beautiful play design. And as I said, what do you have to lose in this game, right? That's the mentality you got to take. In a
open lane, get going.
That's
9.5 yards.
And if I read that right, it seemed like they ran that right up the middle through the A gap. We saw it was Michigan that did that a lot against USC, and it worked to perfection.
Yep, just follow your fullback and make one cut.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's the A or the B, but you got to run there right between in the middle, and the punter Bertram's getting love on the sideline now.
Play action on. They got the first down previously. They're throwing on first, and they overthrew the receiver by about 10 yards. Throwing to the fullback. Get the fullback involved. There are such things as fullbacks in football.
They're not dead.
They are not dead. Although he played tight end on that, but
yeah,
he's got a fullback's number at 38. Ashcroft. But to see Wisconsin changing things up, recognizing you're not going to necessarily beat Penn State physically, got to beat them mentally if you're going to win this game. The goal is not to out-physical your opponent. The goal is to score more points than the other team. You can win with your mind sometimes. 3 receiver set. They're going to throw on another down. This time they're going to throw short and pay for it by only gaining a yard. And they were lucky to get a yard.
Yeah, so
Man.
Big third down. I mean, the Badgers are rocking and rolling.
I mean, they've converted some key 3rd and 4th downs on this drive. So, I mean, one monster surprise.
You're going to get points.
Yeah.
No matter what, you're getting points here.
Probably. I mean, they're at about a 50, 51-yard field goal right now. So you at least want to get more yards, but get the first down.
Just don't get sacked. Don't get sacked. Okay.
They did not get sacked. Incomplete.
Dang it. Want to fake it, guy?
They're gonna kick for 3 here.
Yeah.
Which I get. Though there is a big temptation. I shouldn't say a big temptation. If it was 4th and shorter, I'd say there'd be a temptation to go for it.
If it's 4th and 5 or less, you go for it here.
Yeah.
That'd be my kind of rule. Like, I generally say if it's 4th and 5 or less, and especially with this field position, if it was more near the 50, I would probably say like 4th and 3 or less.
And the ball, by the way, was delivered very well into the one spot where the receiver could catch it. The defender couldn't, but the receiver dropped it.
Yeah.
50-yard field goal. That's money. That's money.
Badgers lead. And that's all you can ask for is a lead to start this game off. Set the tone, and look at the faithful. They are alive and well in Camp Randall.
By far, the number one football show with some more commentary for us. Ohio State offense played their best game against Oregon and in a hostile stadium. Good thing for OSU. Penn State does not have quite as good of a defense as Oregon.
It's just simple. Oregon is not Penn State. It's just that simple. Oregon is a great crowd. I give them a lot of credit. It's not Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
And Penn State is the number 3 team in the country. And crowd, yeah, like.
But Oregon can be louder than Penn State.
Yes, but I'm just saying, like Ohio State still has a really tough game. And considering how they just played, I'm not loving it. Now, this Penn State game could change everything because Penn State hasn't seen like a close game really this season. But like as of now, as it stands now, I'm picking Penn State. Now, I've said that for weeks. I think Penn State's winning that football game. If it was in Columbus, I'd take OSU. But I take Penn State at home.
That's a toss-up. That is a toss-up game, truly. And I think home field decides that contest. It really does.
Sucks that game's at noon, though.
I agree.
Like, I get Fox, blah, blah, blah.
They spent more money on the TV contract, yeah, so they're going to get the better picks of the games. But these top-level games should be in prime time. I guess I could also see them saying, well, ABC with the SEC, and they're always going to put their top game at 7 o'clock, 7:30 Eastern time. So we ought to own the noon slot. And they put their best Big Ten game at noon often.
Yeah.
But this kind of game, you want the nation's eyeballs on you.
Well, there's no real super great. I don't think there's a really crazy SEC game next week in primetime. I could be wrong on that, but
yeah.
But also for Fox, it makes sense because the World Series is that night.
Right, so they're going to have to put the game early anyway.
Yeah.
If it goes Game 7, by the way, which they need to make sure that the window's open in case it does.
Yeah. But like,
so I get it.
Duke, Miami, Kentucky, Tennessee, Louisville, Clemson, Texas A&M, South Carolina is locked into a night game. Florida, Georgia will be at 3:30, but there's no crazy great game next week.
Yeah, Texas A&M, South Carolina, I could see that.
Yeah, A&M, by the way, how about all black versus all white? I love the uniforms in that game.
Truth. And A&M, by the way, has one of the atmospheres that I would agree that can compete with Madison.
Yeah.
For a nighttime game atmosphere. We're seeing the replay of the 3-point punt fake.
I love the 3-point,
the
3-point pump fake.
And the unblocked dude who missed and whiffed on the tackle. And if you tell your punter, just make one guy miss, you got a first down.
Exactly.
That's all you need to do.
Special teams has been crucial. Let's see what they can do here. Maybe Penn State deep to start this game off.
You're seeing all 11 rushers trying to set the returner up on the near hash mark.
Come on.
But he's still going to go up the middle, and that strategy worked as they're pushed back behind the 20-yard line.
We like it. So now the Badger defense gets a chance to step up. I talked about what they've done the last couple weeks. Now, when you actually go back and look at the numbers, we're talking about Wisconsin allowing, if my math is right here, just doing a quick math, in the last 3 games, in the month of October, the Badgers have allowed 16 points.
But they're playing an offense that's averaging 471 yards a game.
Exactly. That's the thing. The Badgers also...
This is ridiculous.
Let's see. Let's see.
Open field tackling is
Tackle.
critical. And they just got a nice stop for only 2 yards on a throw to the most productive tight end in college football. The stat that I just saw.
We see Drew Aller's numbers against USC.
He is interception prone.
Yeah. So what I was going to say is in the month of October, Wisconsin has outscored their opponents 107-16.
Again, playing Little Sisters of the Poor.
So that's the issue. That's the only thing.
Yep.
On that Penn State, if we can...
Nice stop for maybe 2.5 rushing yards.
Yeah.
3rd and 5.5 coming up.
Their only games they've played this month, UCLA at home, they won 27-11. That's much closer than it should have been. And then 33-30 win in overtime over USC. Previous to that, they beat number 19 Illinois 21-7 at home, beat Kent State 56-0, Bowling Green 34-27 in what was almost an upset, and beat West Virginia on the road. We streamed that game.
I would so love to get to a Wisconsin USC game at the Coliseum someday.
That'd be incredible.
Or Notre Dame USC especially, or UCLA USC.
Yeah.
All right, 3rd and 5.5.
Oh, he's
got too much time. He's got too much time. And that means a first down to the 39.
And a Badger defender was near, but just couldn't quite get the sack there on Drew Aller. And the senior.
Oh, yeah. He really didn't have a clear path to him. He was double teamed and protected pretty well.
The senior with great pocket presence.
Oh, yeah. And he's got the mobility within the pass pocket to be able to keep plays alive. That's why they've got already 24 plays of plus 20 yards in the passing game this year.
Yeah.
1st and 10 at the 39. A 4 wide receiver bunch. Usually that means screen pass, a wide receiver screen. But they go to the guy with a slant pattern instead, and they get a 12-yard gain for a first down.
Penn State is doing what Penn State does. Their offense is explosive. They're showing it here.
Yep. Which is why on drives like what we saw earlier, you got to get sevens.
Yeah.
We saw it with Alabama. Too often, Wisconsin had chances at getting big points on the board, and they only got threes or they got stopped in the red zone. You got to get 7 on the board against Penn State every drive you can. 1st and 10 inside Wisconsin territory, the 48. Bounce outside and a 1-yard gain turn into 7.
Yeah.
That's called athletic ability. Oh my gosh. They're going to call this play. They're going to run this play within maybe 7 seconds up, 12 men on the field. They pull in Aaron Rodgers. That should be a penalty. And even though there's going to be a sack, it's not going to matter. Penn State caught Wisconsin with 12 men on the field.
True, but Penn State's still a good football team, and every year is different. It's just that, like, yeah, every year is different. Every team is different. We haven't seen Penn State this high. Penn State's ranked higher than Ohio State. It's just that simple. Just that simple. Like,
there's a reason why they're ranked higher than Ohio State.
Exactly.
Because they've proven to be slightly better this year.
Well, I don't think we don't. I don't know if we know who's better, but like, just. One team is undefeated and one team isn't.
You are what your record says you are.
Exactly.
Throw in the flat to the tight end, 5-yard gain. Wrestling moved down right along the sideline.
We see the Badger defense. How about that 7th in the FBS on passing yards allowed? That's what you want to see with your D.
Hunter Wohler. That sounds like a dude from Wisconsin.
That's
a really Wisconsin name, like a kid that comes from like Green Bay or Ashwaubenon or Stoughton.
Yeah. Second time he said Stoughton tonight.
Nice.
2nd and 5 now for Penn State.
Wisconsin thinking run blitz. Penn State runs and the run blitz doesn't do squat. 6-yard gain, first down.
Penn State offense is rocking and rolling.
Yeah, they're just good. They're just good. Watching the play design and seeing how they used a big dude in motion to pile drive a Wisconsin defender.
Yeah.
I've never seen a guy wearing number 71 in motion. That's awesome. That's awesome. It's not a first down. 3rd and 1.
Okay, so now big 3rd down. Stop.
Play action. Got to get on him. Got to stay on. Oh, wide open. And he dropped it. Oh, my gosh. That had a gain to the 10-yard line written all over it, and the guy just dropped it.
Oh, that was lucky.
Hit him in the worst spot possible, right in the hands.
He didn't maintain possession enough for it to be a fumble out of bounds. He tried, but he just dropped it.
Yeah, he never really had possession.
Yeah, he couldn't make a football move. That's the issue. He had the ball, then dropped it.
They're going, though. They're going for it. They're going to tush-push. Did they get a second effort? If they didn't, that's Wisconsin football.
Wisconsin signals it's their ball. Penn State signals theirs.
Yeah, they don't have Jason Kelce blocking for him. Wisconsin was prepared. Wisconsin was prepared for what's coming. But it's all this about this. Oh, Wisconsin football. Huge stop.
And the camp is electric.
For them to get to the 27-yard line or 28-yard line and get no points out of it is a massive win.
That's Wisconsin defense. That's what we've seen for so many decades, is this defense makes big plays in big moments. It's what they just did right there.
I think we're seeing two, and this is just based off one drive. Penn State has the talent advantage.
Oh, that's talent.
But no, I'm actually saying above Alabama. I'm thinking about a comparison of top flight opponents coming into Madison this year. Penn State, I would say Alabama. I should restate this. Alabama's got more talent than Penn State does.
Yeah.
Penn State all season long has performed better as an overall team.
Penn State doesn't have a first-year head coach.
Right.
That's the issue. Like that's
right.
It. Like James Franklin has been there for so long, and they've been such a consistent winner.
But I think playing Alabama getting their rear end handed to them
Losing to USC too
has helped Wisconsin understand what it takes to win these kind of big games, both motivationally and strategically.
Yeah.
And I think they've learned a lot of lessons from that. And even if you get your rear end handed to you in a September game that's non-conference, when you live in a world where 12 teams make the college football playoff, you can afford a loss like that.
Yeah.
Learn the lessons from it, grow as a team, and get better, and possibly feel like you have a shot to win these kind of games.
Exactly.
Now, thank goodness for Wisconsin, their 2 hardest games of the year in the Big Ten are at home.
Yeah.
This and the Oregon game coming up, which I think you already said is also prime time. Do we know that yet?
I will check. I don't know what week that actually is.
It's not a World Series week by far. So the odds are very good that game could be in prime time again.
Oregon at Wisconsin, 11-16.
Oh, yeah. That's 2 weeks before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so you're looking at that week, the slate of games. Tennessee, Georgia will be the primetime ABC game. NBC has the 3:30 Notre Dame game that week.
Okay, so their primetime slot is still open.
Yeah, it'll for sure be the biggest game of the week. There are no other really big games.
It just depends upon which network gets the preference that week.
Yeah, the only ranked games are Oregon, Wisconsin, Penn State, Purdue, Michigan State, Illinois, and that's it. There's nothing else good. It's a pretty.
And the other good thing is, Wisconsin with 2 losses can miss having to play the playoff and still get into the college football playoff.
Yeah.
They cannot have to play the Big Ten championship game and make the playoff, which I think will be a huge advantage. Nice up the gut run for 5 yards.
Who would they play in the playoff?
You mean in a Big Ten championship?
Yeah.
Could be a Penn State rematch. Could be Ohio State.
OSU would have to run the table, and they have to play at Indiana. And I think that game's on my birthday. I'm actually really excited. Like, that's going to be it's not going to be on NBC because Notre Dame Army is that night on NBC. Which I don't think is going to be much of a game after seeing what Notre Dame did to Navy.
Nice little second effort to get it to 3rd and 1.
Yeah, but I'm excited for Indiana. It's because is it Indiana at OSU or the opposite? Let me look here.
If that game's in Bloomington,
it's at OSU. But still, I think Indiana can win. And then you got Vandy LSU that week. As I said, there's always a good game, if not multiple. But for Army Notre Dame, primetime Yankee Stadium.
Woof.
That's what I'm excited for there, is to see the Yankee Stadium matchup. But yeah,
first down.
There you go.
I'm okay with 3 straight runs, grounding and pounding for first down there. That's fine.
Yeah, it works.
Especially just to keep that Penn State defense honest and open up lanes in the passing game. Because that's how Wisconsin's going to make its money now.
Yeah.
The reason Wisconsin has used that style for 30-plus years with Barry Alvarez, Barry Ball, if you will, even though he wasn't coached for all those 30 years, obviously, is because of what Wisconsin knows how to recruit well. Offensive linemen, road graders, linemen who are used to running the football, 1-yard gain on first down. And so they're like, okay, if this is what we do well and what our recruits can do well, then we need to tailor our play style to that type of talent. Ain't going to win your national titles, folks.
And we see Wisconsin has increased their run play percentage by 10% from last year to this year.
Mm-hmm.
And their points per game have gone up.
Yeah.
It's running the ball, keeping them honest with the run, as you said earlier. It works.
But they're changing why they run the ball. No, perfect throw on 2nd and 9, and the receiver drops it.
We've seen 2 bad drops tonight. It's just
one by each side.
Yeah,
it happens in college football. These are, even though they're now getting paid a little bit more, they're still 18 to 22. Yeah, 18 to 22-year-olds are going to make mistakes.
Yeah, and even in the NFL, you see drops like that. It's just part of the
3rd and 9.
It's big.
3rd and 9. 4 receivers set at the 40-yard line of Wisconsin.
Is pass.
Only 3 rushers.
Get that
nice rifle for a first down.
That's how you do it.
41.5-yard line of Penn State.
Flag on the play, though. We'll see if this one is coming back or not.
Oh, boy. 9 times out of 10 with that length of time it's holding.
Holding
It's holding.
Wisconsin.
9 times out of 10, when you see a flag like that in the backfield and a quarterback has had that long to throw, it usually means an offensive lineman held somebody.
Yeah,
And
that's holding.
The number one football show not giving Penn State much of a chance next week.
It's a bias take.
Oh, we have biased takes. We're Wisconsin fans.
Yeah.
We get it. It's okay.
I said we're gonna win because I actually predicted we're gonna lose, but you get my point.
Doggy, 2 doggies.
Ben Herbstreit is the dog. I'm trying to tell this guy that it's not just
3rd
any
and
dog. It's
19.
Ben Herbstreit. There we go.
Slant pattern not gonna be a first down to the 38-yard line of Wisconsin.
All right, that's not great.
But like I said, doggies.
See, Ben, no, it's Ben and whatever their dog's name is. He's relevant.
Revier and Ben.
Ben's the only relevant one.
Ben has a 2-to-1 weight advantage.
How is Ben's not from Nashville?
Ben may have been born in Nashville.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I was going to say, but Ben lives in Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio, yep.
I didn't know that they live in Columbus. I thought it was somewhere in Ohio.
Oh, yeah. Kirk Herbstreit still lives near his alma mater.
Nice.
A punt taken to the 10-yard line, made one guy miss,
nice
2 guys miss, and an 18.5-yard return to the 28.5.
All right, time for the defense to step up.
72 yards of turf to defend at Camp Randall.
Now the camp's looking more full.
Yeah, give the student section time. Oh, here is the great Mountaineers commercial with Allstate.
It's funny.
I think it's fantastically funny.
I think it makes fun of West Virginia for being stupid.
I don't think it does. I think what they did is found the best major college football program with a name that's easy to screw up.
Yeah, it's fair. It's kind of funny, but like I've seen it enough times for where I don't laugh.
I get it. But for a first timer watching it, like when I saw it the first time, I laughed like crazy.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
It was fun.
Don't blow up the stream.
I'll try not to. And make sure that Mommy laughing upstairs. Don't blow up the stream. You are also number one football show calling the Cavs game right now. You have to go. Thank you for popping in. Yes, Wisconsin leading Penn State 3-0. A good first 15 minutes for the Badgers. And it's one of those games where you feel like you have to stay close all game long, because if you give Penn State an inch, they're going to take a mile. They have that level of talent. I think it's fair to call them one of the top 5 talented teams in college football this year. So it's like what it was with the Bama game earlier this year. Wisconsin got boat raced by Bama because they made little mistakes that made big differences. Like one small mistake in missing how well you need to cover a receiver, and Alabama exploited it for a touchdown. Penn State doesn't have that level of talent as often, but mistakes become magnified in these kind of games. The drop pass that we saw earlier. Now, granted, they got the first down. I mean, actually, no, they didn't get that first down after that drop pass Wisconsin did on that drive. You have to execute the fundamentals more importantly than ever in a game like this, because those little mistakes mean big differences against a team that can pounce on them like Penn State can. We saw that also when Penn State played West Virginia at the start of the year. You make just the smallest error, they're going to go after you. They're going to go after you. And for Wisconsin, if they want to sniff the college football playoff, they absolutely have to run the table. They're going to have to go 10-2 and have to get wins against a number 3 ranked Penn State. Oh, are we pushing this game back, this down to the 10-yard line? I think because we had Penn State kneeling down at the 10-yard line, they're going to start this drive 90 yards from the end zone. Love it. Love it. To the 11 of you who are with us, thank you so much for joining us, including, yes, the number one football show, staying with us despite your microphone issues. So stay with us. 1st and 10. Plenty of time for the drop back and a catch for about 8.5 yards. If you can get 8.5 yards on a first down play, you're going to beat teams. you are going to beat teams. And that's just superior play at the receiver position. Yeah, you're going to hand the ball off on a 2nd and 1 and you get an easy first down with a 3-yard gain. You don't have to do much, but you do enough. You do enough. It's also interesting to me as someone who's watched football a lot longer than the kid has. I loved watching the old under center quarterback, drop back, handoff type of game. But to see in the last 20 years, the development of the Mike Leach pistol option system that offers so many opportunities in the passing game, like what you just saw there, as Penn State gains 9 yards on first down again, how that has developed into the main style of football, both in college and even in the NFL. Just amazing. Just amazing. And that has changed the nature of football so much. It's fun to watch. It really is fun to watch because it means players, not just the quarterback, but everybody, has to even think about changing their methodology and what they read after the snap. And that takes a much higher level of human concentration than what you saw back in the day. Shovel pass, easy first down, up the middle to the 47-yard line of Penn State. I mean, just how football has advanced so far. That play was a run play to the tight end that was just a little forward toss. Technically a pass, but yeah, it was a run. They were down to the 46. They gained 2 yards. Now they're at the 48. So, late night college football coming up. You got that Washington State, San Diego State matchup. You've got Cincinnati at Colorado. Late night start. 8:15 Boulder, Colorado time with Dion and company. 2nd and 8 of the 48. 3 receiver set. Tight end and a running back. This time a traditional drop back pass. Over the middle, open again, 35-yard line. This is Penn State being Penn State, making mid-range to deep pass plays. The kind of football that they've loved to run the last couple of years, and they're good at it. Probably the last play of the first quarter. And another big gain in the passing game down to the 8. Down to the 8. Cody Hankins, yes, letting us know there is a touchdown. Nice little corner pattern pass play to make it a 9-0 lead for LSU pending the extra point. But this Penn State offense, so diversified in its talent and in its style in terms of all the things they can do as we move to the second quarter. I may screw this up. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Did I do it right? Okay. I think I did the graphic right. It says second. Dad didn't screw it up. Dad got it right.
What's the score?
That isn't right because we never updated it.
What is it?
3-0 Wisconsin.
Okay, so that's good. Okay, so then just put a 3 instead of a 0.
I know. I'm trying to figure out how to do that.
Just like backspace on, go into the 0, and just like change the figure. Just like literally like you were typing. Like,
It's not letting me select it.
Here, I can do it from my phone.
Okay. The kid is going to change the graphics on the phone.
Do you have it on the second quarter thing already?
Yes.
Okay.
I've switched to second quarter. For the 15 of you watching, thank you for joining us here on Sorgy Stories as we are live streaming Wisconsin, Penn State. And yeah, the kid, thank you for the fast graphical change. 3-0 Wisconsin over Penn State as they go to the second quarter under the lights of Camp Randall Stadium. Penn State's 2 drives, they have moved the football effectively. Wisconsin got a big play to stop the first drive. They are in trouble on the second one, as Penn State is 7 yards from the lead. 7 yards from the lead. Oh, my gosh. Number one football show, FSU Miami. I grew up where FSU Miami in my teenage years was the biggest college football rivalry in the country.
FSU Miami is such a bad matchup this year.
I appreciate that. That we're lucky tonight. We found Saturday night tends to be our best opportunity for doing streams. And so we love having the Badgers on Saturday night. The NBC primetime game. Oh, they're showing the parade down Regent Street. And the tradition of that before the game. Is this homecoming? They said, is this homecoming? And they've got Penn State, Wisconsin on homecoming? I could see that where you want to get the craziest, biggest, most meaningful crowd of the year for a game of this magnitude. I get it. I've been at Madison homecomings before. I didn't go to Wisconsin. I went to Marquette. Of course, Marquette football undefeated since 1960. So that made me a Badgers fan growing up in the state of Wisconsin. Now we live in Pennsylvania, of course, here at the Palatial Sorgy Stories studios here in Philadelphia. But I grew up a Badgers fan because Marquette didn't have a football program. Mommy, thank you.
I made it. Was she
Oh, kid, thank you. Popcorn.
Yeah.
First and goal, the 7-yard line. Now we're starting to see a little bit more bunch-type formations, which makes you think they're going to run it. And they do. And Wisconsin knew it was coming. Just a gain of 1.5 yards, maybe 2.
I apologize in advance for any loud noise.
That's all right. I make worse. Second goal. Wide open receiver. One-hand catch for a touchdown.
That's impressive.
Though I think they got away with a pick play. And it wasn't called.
This is how you do it.
Nicholas Singleton.
Hit this.
Oh, that mode. Okay. Let's see if this was literally a pick play. Yes, but in a legal sense, because there wasn't any actual physical contact. The receiver screened off the defender, but didn't actually make bodily contact in doing it. So
yeah,
it's perfectly legal. And we got some flaggage before the extra point. Doing the roll on. Doing the Dante Culpepper roll on. 5 yards, 25-yard extra point. And for those who don't know, by the way, the reason he got to meet James Franklin last week
was because of Cam Smith. He's going to the Penn State, so let's go Cam.
Well, it's really because of the fact that you worked the broadcasts for St. Joe's Prep and their high school football games, extra points, good stuff.
We're such a W team. We're gonna beat LaSalle.
And so, because you're doing those broadcasts, you had a chance to be there pregame for like a good hour and a half.
Be down on the field at the oldest stadium in college. It's incredible.
Franklin Field. It's amazing.
If you're ever in Philly, folks, like go to Franklin Field. Like there's no place like it.
We have a video on that. We have a vlog from there from when we went to the Penn Relays in 2022. One of our most popular videos. Go check that out. One of the best track meets in the world. We had a chance to go there. They're the home of Penn football and the home of a good amount of high school football in the city of Philadelphia, as St. Joe's Prep experienced last night in a late night kickoff under the lights, 8 o'clock kickoff. Rare for high school football, but fun.
Yeah, last week was fun.
Todd Blackledge, the haircut. What? Ugh. Man. Todd Blackledge, the color commentator for NBC, went to Penn State, was part of their 1982 national championship team, I believe. Kickoff of the 8-yard line. Wisconsin advancing
Go,
to the
go,
30.
go, go,
He's
go!
going to get to midfield and beyond.
Go!
Down at the 32 and a half of Penn
Flag,
State. Oh, boy.
flag. We'll see.
We'll
if
see.
this is good or not.
And you see the Wisconsin student section with their hands on their heads like this. Usually it's a clip or some sort of illegal block. Holding.
Oh.
That's going to be a spot foul. It just depends upon where it happened. If it was early on in the run back, it's going to be coming back a long way. Long way. Where did it occur? There. Yeah. How is that holding? He just blocked the dude. How is that holding? It must have been somebody else. Because if it was on that guy, he just blocked a guy. That's not holding. Luke Fickell has every right to argue that. 1st and 10 of the 13. That's a drive killer on a bad call. Dump off on 1st down. Gets a 1st down in itself. 14 yards. Not bad. Let's look at this. Okay. Seeing the block. Where am I missing where the hold was?
I don't know.
The 1st down pass play. Wide open. Beautiful throw in the seam. They dropped it again. Granted that he just got nearly decapitated on it. Yeah, he got elbowed in the back right after he caught it and lost the handle. 2nd and 10. Delivery over the middle. Going to set up a 3rd and 2. Very manageable. Very manageable. Another upset alert. It appears.
It's not an upset alert when the game just started 20 minutes ago.
I mean, if Wisconsin scores and takes the lead on this drive, it's upset alert based on that logic. You usually want to wait until at least mid-3rd quarter, maybe halftime.
I'm gonna say we're in the 2nd quarter, so that's upset alert. The 1st quarter, it's early.
The 2nd, 3rd, 4th effort on the push gets them a 1st down on the run up the gut.
I'll put it this way: if you're down 7-0, you're not on upset alert.
Texas A&M just scored a touchdown and make it 10-6.
There you go, A&M. I think A&M's going to win this game.
Very, very plausible.
I know you're talking about K-State, but the K-State game started at 8 o'clock against Kansas. It was the 8 o'clock ESPN2 game. Unless I'm going crazy.
Another drop. That's the 3rd drop in 17 and a half minutes for Wisconsin. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it's in the 1st quarter. They're down 7-0.
Wisconsin has to execute. You've got to be able to control the fundamentals.
Yeah.
If you want to win this game. They already have 3 drops in just 17 and a half minutes. That's a problem.
Yep.
Thankfully, they have 2 more downs to make up for it. 2nd and 10 at the 39. This time they run to try and set up a 3rd and manageable, and it's going to be 3rd and semi-manageable, 3rd and 7.
All right, we can work with that.
It's doable. Showing Catherine Tappan reporting on the sideline. Formerly the one of the studio hosts of the NHL on NBC for years.
Oh, that's true.
Before Liam McHugh came on board.
I'm about to say, Liam McHugh's the guy I remember.
Towie Walker. It showed a transfer from Oklahoma, screen pass on 3rd and 7.
Oh, get there,
They
get
make
there.
him get the yards by himself, and he
4th and 2, go for
didn't.
it. Go for it, 4th and 2.
Go for it at the 48. They're talking about it.
You should. It's
They're talking about it.
You kidding me? You always this is very go for it territory. At midfield, yeah, you're going for this here.
Nope.
Why not?
Because the cost of missing it with how good Penn State's offense is,
I think it's worth the risk.
You don't give Penn State a 48-yard field when they're already up 7-3 and give them a chance to go up double digits that early. Pin them deep. Play field position.
Yeah, you got to trust your defense here, though. Let's see.
There aren't many defenses I would trust against this Penn State offense.
Down it.
Down at the 8-yard line. That's why you punt.
I
like go 92 yards.
I didn't know he could punt like that. I
Sure
seen
he
him.
can.
I seen him do the fakes like that, but I didn't seen him do like that. He good.
Make him go 92 yards. Yeah, Penn State's going to move the football on you. 471 yards of offense per game. That's a lights out, one of the best in college football.
Yeah.
You've got to make them go long fields. You give them a chance to go 48 yards on you, you're in serious trouble.
Yeah.
So I get why.
Yeah.
So to all of you who are joining the stream, thank you for coming on.
Appreciate the love, everybody. It's a great Saturday night to be a college football fan.
Yep.
While we're on the break, let's go ahead and take a look around the sport.
And while you do that, I'll be right back.
Okay, so here we go. Taking a look around CFB. We'll start with the games going on right now. In Tucson, Arizona, it's the West Virginia Mountaineers up 17-7 on the Wildcats of Arizona. 1:25 to go in the second quarter there. Meanwhile, in Miami at Hard Rock Stadium, the Hurricanes lead Florida State 14-7. 43 seconds to go before the half in that one. With 14 seconds to go until the half at TDECU Stadium in Houston, it's the Cougars tied with the Utes of Utah at 7. LSU up 10-7 on the road at A&M in a tough atmosphere. College Station, Texas. Tough place to win. LSU looks to do it. That game at the end of the first. Early in the second quarter, it is Michigan State beating Michigan 7-0. That is a game to watch for an upset. Meanwhile, in Lexington, Kentucky up 10-0 on Auburn, doing the expected here in the first quarter there. Talking next about Kansas State. We talked about it a minute ago. Kansas up 7-0. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. And number 22 SMU on the road at Duke. 5:21 to go in the first there. The score is 0-0. Earlier today, Ohio State beat Nebraska 21-17 in a thriller of a game in Columbus. At MetLife Stadium, it was 51-14. The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame getting a big win over Navy. Indiana, college game day in town, they get a big W over UW Washington, 13-71. 13-17, the game final score there. Ole Miss, 26, Oklahoma 14. Ole Miss needed that win to stay in playoff contention. They do so. Virginia Tech, 21-6 over Georgia Tech. North Carolina, 41-14 over Virginia. Then Arkansas, 58-25 over Mississippi State. Oregon with a big win, 38-9 over Illinois. BYU, 37, UCF, 24. Bama, 34-0 over Missouri. Iowa gets a big win over Northwestern, 40-14. Minnesota, 48-23 over Maryland. Wake Forest, 27-24 over Stanford in ACC play. Meanwhile, Waco, Texas, 38-28 was your final. Baylor over Oklahoma State. TCU got the win, 35-34 over Texas Tech. Cal with a big win, 44-7 over Oregon State and Berkeley. And Texas, number 5, survives. Number 25, Vanderbilt, 27-24. Later tonight, Cincinnati, Colorado at 10:15. That's your look around the country. Penn State with the ball. They got a nice little run for a first down there to start off their drive. The Badgers looking to stop any more damage here. First down, 10:38 to go. Penn State 6-0, the number 3 team in the country. Wisconsin 5-2, unranked. Going to be a nice little run from Penn State. They will get absolutely nothing. A great job by the Wisconsin defense at stopping the Penn State rush. and we see 16 total points, the fewest Wisconsin has given up in a span of 3 games in a long time. Aller is going to just throw to his man number 10 there. I think that was Nick Singleton there. They get a nice stop, though. The Badgers do. I think that's Singleton. Let me look it up. Penn State number 10.
Mike Trussell, who should be Jim Leonard.
Is Nick Singleton in the league now?
3rd and 4.
Yeah,
all right,
okay.
defense, let's
Yeah,
go.
It was Nick Singleton. Nice. All right, big play. Pressure him. Tackle.
Great
Beautiful.
open field tackle. They stop him.
Let's go.
All right.
And the Badger faithful still pretty hyped, eh?
With a few Penn State fans sprinkled in.
Penn State fans are passionate.
Mhm.
They love their football team. I give them a lot of credit. There are a whole lot of Penn State fans.
Mhm.
Huge fan base. Good fan
And they
base.
traveled. Say, watch the fake.
They weren't going to fake it.
21.5-yard line. All
All right.
right.
To get past a couple guys.
Past 4 tacklers, but they didn't get past the 5th
He stumbled.
to the 37-yard line. We're watching the Reggie Bush cryotherapy ad. Seeing him as if he had just endured the ice bowl. Watching the Packers play for 4 hours outside. And they're all wearing football jerseys. I would love to be able to live my life spending all day just wearing football jerseys.
In the Heisman House, surrounded by homeless Heisman winners. Reggie Bush, RG3.
Or just surrounded by you and mommy. Either way, I'd love to be able to wear football jerseys. I don't have as many as I used to have. I think I have one now. Bart Starr, Aaron Rodgers, my West Virginia jersey. Yes, I own a West Virginia jersey with my wife's favorite team. I don't own a Wisconsin jersey.
I want to get a Russell Wilson or a JJ Watt jersey.
That'd be cool.
I would probably go JJ first. The only 2 football jerseys I own are a Packers jersey and an Eagles jersey. That's it.
When you were little, you had Badgers, you had Notre Dame.
Yes, I still have the Notre Dame jersey.
And you had a Will Greer Badgers jersey, or West Virginia jersey.
Yeah. Will Greer for the people who really know. Will Greer. Great QB for West Virginia.
And he got to the NFL for a cup of coffee.
Yeah, he was solid.
He made the NFL. He was decent talent.
By the way, Michigan State's beating Michigan right now.
Tonight, game 2. Ooh,
I mentioned that game, and then West Virginia's beating Arizona.
excellent.
17-7. Duke, by the way, up on SMU now. The score 7-0 there. That's a fun one to watch. Duke hasn't played anyone, but good record. SMU's only loss came to BYU earlier this year.
On what planet are they in the same conference? Earth has become weird.
On what planet is Wake Forest Stanford a conference game?
I know.
That happened to that.
That is bonkers. Oh, there's a state capitol.
Oh, and all of it's here. I'll put it in a full thing so everyone can see how glorious our state capital is.
With 4 fantastic cheese curd locations surrounding it with great world-class fried cheese curds. Go check out our vlog. Look in the archives. You'll find the Wisconsin cheese curd capital crawl, as we put it. I still think the Old Fashioned, a tavern right on the state capitol, the Old Fashioned, has the best cheese curds I've ever had.
Hot takes from Jay Sorchi right here on Sorchi Stories.
And you can tell I've had a few of them. 1st and 10,
Here we go.
37-yard line.
Ooh, nice play action.
All right. Simple 6-yard gain.
Nope, incomplete.
Incomplete.
Yeah. Did you not see the ref signal? He went.
Oh. I'm still recovering from the nap, though.
Yeah, here, watch what the ref does.
Oh, another drop.
No, that was the replay.
No, yeah, that was a replay of the play, but that was another drop. That's the 4th drop of the game so far. Oh, you cannot make those fundamental mistakes and beat a team like Penn State.
Every receiver's on one side of the field.
And it doesn't matter because they run it and they lose a yard.
If I'm running the ball, I'm doing a spread offense. I'm spreading my receivers out.
I mean, the idea is you take away 3 defenders who may be guarding against it, but you got to block the dude who's trying to penetrate. You can't block the penetrators. So it doesn't matter how many people you set out wide.
Yeah, that's true.
So 3rd and long distance, 3rd and 10 plus. All right. And another underthrown ball.
All right, now you just got to pin them deep, I guess, right?
Yep.
Trust your defense. They've only given up 7 so far. Pretty impressive.
Not bad on 3 drives against this Penn State O. That is very impressive. But you can't give Penn State too many opportunities at it. Because more often than not, they're going to take big bites out of the apple. And that's hurting. That is hurting. They're not going to run a fake again, and you can tell Penn State's guarding against it with how they block against it, and it rolls all the way through for a touchback. So that was not optimal, but not horrific.
So 7:49 here to go until half. A full sold-out Camp Randall Stadium.
You saw the press box in the last shot before they went to commercial break.
Yeah.
You got to experience this at Franklin Field, how the broadcast press box in a lot of these old stadiums is very different than the regular press box, where you're like way up on the top. It feels like you're on the moon watching the game. At Camp Randall, sort of underneath the bottom of the upper deck.
That's how it is at Franklin.
Yeah.
And at Franklin, the way it's set up is crazy because what you do is you walk up the stairs that every fan walks up.
Mm-hmm.
And then instead of just going to the upper deck, you just go on like a little back way into the press box. And we're talking wooden tables, wooden beams, piping. Like the Franklin Field press box is old. It feels like what it was back in the day when the Birds played there.
So, yes, when the Philadelphia Eagles called it home from 1958 to 1970. Like I was telling you, when you were in that booth, and this is new to you for the first time, which is why I'm repeating the phrase, he was in the same booth where, like, the great
Ray Scott
of CBS used to call football in the 60s and early 70s.
Kurt Gowdy.
NBC days back in the 60s, 70s.
Howard Cosell.
Of course, one of the first Monday Night Football games was played there at Franklin Field on a night when he was loopy drunk and had to leave at halftime because he was too drunk to broadcast. I mean, some of the greats of broadcasting were in that booth. Keith Jackson doing games. That game, doing USFL games that were played there in the 80s.
It's not even a booth.
Yeah.
Up there. It's like literally just one long continuous line of desks.
Yeah.
It's no fancy like what they have at the stadiums now. It's just a whole bunch of that. It's just a whole bunch of tables.
And the play-by-play booth where Jim McKay, grad of St. Joe's Prep, did the first ever broadcast of ABC's Wide World of Sports in 1961 at the Penn Relays.
Joey
You
Foster
were
in
sitting
the
there.
chat. Let's go, Mountaineers.
We are praying for you. You
Yes,
hang
Joey.
in there. We know you're battling some stuff right now. Keep fighting, dude.
Yeah.
Joey Foster, good dude. Very good dude.
And Joey, I don't know if you sent him this yesterday. I was the color guy for St. Joe's Prep Bonner yesterday, and I got to watch a guy who's heading to Morgantown next year.
Mm-hmm.
Jaleel Hall, the receiver, 3-star receiver. Dude is an absolute beast. He had a 95-yard touchdown.
He was the only dude that did anything against that St. Joe's Prep defense, but he tore him up for a few plays.
Yeah, Messiah Acri and the D. I mean, Anthony Sacca, 4-star heading to Notre Dame. Cam Smith heading to Penn State, who I mentioned. Really good defense, but Hall just tore them up on a couple of plays. He was the only sign of life for Bonner last night, but he is going to be great to watch. And Josiah Adams also on Bonner Prendy. West Virginia sent him an offer. So looks like if I already guessed right now, he'd be heading to Morgantown as well.
9-yard gain on a quarterback run to make it 2nd and 1.
Yeah.
Goodness. I mean, they let the Red Sea part basically and let him run for 9 yards easily, but that's because Wisconsin did a great job of defending their really good wide receiving core.
Yeah, good presence by Aller there to see the opening and use that to his advantage that 2nd and 2.
And only one incompletion for Aller all day. They stopped him from getting the first down on 2nd. Be 3rd and 1. I mean, and it was a direct snap to the angle to the running back as well. But Wisconsin was prepared. They knew what was coming. 3rd and 1. If they get a 3 and out here, that's massive. That's massive for this defense because it means the offense gets decent field position at worst. And that's going to be a first down right at the gut. Should not expect Wisconsin to hold them here.
Yeah.
I mean, they use motion with big number 71 to pound a dude again. Yep. That type of blocking scheme is going to get you a first down every time.
So
it's just simple ground and pound kind of offense. Yes, Penn State knows how to throw the football, but they also can out physical you too. 1st and 10 at the 31. Pitch out.
Oh, so close to the stop.
Tackle that turned a 1 yard loss into a 13-yard gain.
Flag though. We'll see what it is. Hopefully it's old.
And you got your wish, kid.
I gotta say though, Nick Singleton, dude is a beast. I remember watching him in the Rose Bowl when Penn State. Who did they play that year?
Oh, was it Oregon? Was it Utah?
It would have been
Forget.
Utah. It was Utah because Cam Rising. Yeah, it was Utah, and I remember streaming that and just watching him play like that. That was like his breakout. He had a huge touchdown, and it was just like, wow, this dude is impressive.
All right, 1st and 20, back at the 21-yard line. Four-man rush, shovel pass.
A pitch and a tackle from behind there. They get a couple yards, but a good tackle there. Good awareness by the Badger D.
4 yards there in the game. But, yeah, you absolutely have to.
What does PBU stand for?
PBU. I should know that.
I know what PD is. I don't know like PD for passes deflected. I've never heard of PBU. PBU stands for.
2nd and 16.
Passes broken up.
Nice. Again, great job by the secondary to force.
There you go.
Drew Aller to run the football, only a 4-yard gain.
Yeah.
That's a secondary win for Wisconsin. The defensive backs covering Penn State's really good receivers well.
Yeah.
And they have to do their job immensely well tonight.
Yeah.
3rd and 12. And they get the stop. All right. Penn State is rarely going to make a mistake like they did with that holding call. You have to take advantage, and Wisconsin did.
Appreciate that, Joey, and we are sending lots of thoughts and prayers.
Yes. Absolutely. I think he was actually referring less to himself and more about West Virginia's football recruiting situation. But we are praying for you, Joey. We know you're going through a lot. Stay strong, man. The punt goes with a fair catch at the 27-yard line. 4:04 left first half. Wisconsin can take the entire clock if they need.
Yeah.
To get the football down, which I think is going to be important because Penn State's going to get the football to start the second half.
If you score a touchdown here, if you score a touchdown here, I trust this defense. The way they've played, I trust this defense. We've never done a draft stream before. It's on a Thursday night,
which is hard with school for you.
So unless I have off that, which I might, there's a chance I don't know what my schedule is. But also the draft is like usually I join Lincoln American what?
I'm just thinking you would not have Easter break during the draft because Easter's never that late.
I usually join Lincoln for American Football Network and Reichley. I usually join their show and for the start of it.
You'll look up something. Go ahead.
So maybe I'll do it this year, but it's a lot of prep and it's like I would rather stream something every week and kind of spend more time streaming and less time doing draft research than just like I could do a draft stream. Like it's not that crazy. Like it's not that hard to do, but still.
Well, first of all, we'd be doing a draft stream this upcoming year from Green Bay because it's in Green Bay.
Yeah.
If we have the choice. Okay, we know the dates.
I think my spring break's too early, but how about that? 1-0 Dodgers. Looking good.
Shot. I need you to cover this while I look this up for you.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. Looking it up.
Oh, look at that sunset.
Oh, that's phenomenal at
Right,
Bryant-Denny Stadium. And
just a perfectly red sunset.
yes. All right. Yep, classes resume 2 days before you are 2 days before the NFL draft.
Oh, that's not fun.
Had it been the latest weekend that you could hold Easter? No, I think this is the latest you could hold Easter this upcoming year. So it ain't going to happen, unfortunately. Unless for some reason I do an NFL draft stream, which I wouldn't mind doing sometime. I'm not as much of a draft head as I think you are.
No, because I watch more college football than you do.
Right. By far. By far.
Like it's that like
because I have to be a husband and a dad.
Yeah,
so.
you're a
and I'm working a lot of Saturdays too with my job.
Yeah, so it's like you're as we see Drew Aller talking to his guys.
Ooh. A little bit of an antipathy going as he's trying to be a leader with his offensive unit, which is not getting the job done.
And his guys just don't look like they're responding to the message. They're just kind of, I see them kind of just standing there like, yup, we know. But Badger's here with the ball looking for a big score that is needed.
Nice safe throw on first down.
There you go, baby.
8 yards. All right. To Anthony.
But yeah, I know Lincoln and Reichley do a lot of draft prep. And credit to them. They're in like a draft competition with like Daniel Jeremiah and all them experts. Like it's a
flaggage. Yellow hanky.
Probably
a Dante Culpepper roll on. No, timeout call beforehand. Penn State, apparently.
Come on, coach. Come on, Coach
The
Franklin.
bald wizard. I at least appreciate his haircut.
He just hasn't been able to get Penn State over the hump. Like they never got to the 14 playoff. I feel like they're pretty much a lock for this playoff. Like unless they lose this game.
Unless they lose this game and at least one more.
Yeah.
You can, if you have big time quality wins, you can afford 2 losses in the Big Ten and still have a shot at making the playoff.
Yeah.
And that's why Wisconsin, if they run the table, I think would get there because you'd have wins over number 3 Penn State, number 1 Oregon to do it.
Yeah.
But it's iffy if you don't have those high quality wins.
Yeah.
2nd and 2. Pistol
there
handoff,
you go.
Down. 3 yards, but you only needed 2. That's fine.
I ain't complaining about an extra yard.
Exactly. I mean, 3-yard gains aren't necessarily what you can live on, but in that situation, perfectly fine.
Hey, you get 4 3-yard gains first down.
Only 29 yards rushing so far for Walker as we're nearing the end of the first half, but in a 7-3 game and a shot to get a score here,
I'm
not so worried. Yeah, but Walker didn't accelerate through the hole the way that a great running back should.
He's not Braylon Allen.
Right, and he only gained a yard.
I thought he was going to get more than that. But he's just not Braylon Allen. And you saw, I think that's the C gap he wanted to go through, and he went kind of more towards the outside than He had a nice opportunity down the middle, but a guy was kind of there's a better chance he gets tripped up if he would have gone down the middle. So I understand his logic in a beautiful throw across the middle.
Oh, first down into Penn State territory, the 47.
That's how you do it.
Yep. I mean, to your point, you usually want to make one cut and go north-south when you can. But I see why he tried what he tried.
Yeah, because I said he was going to get tripped up because there's a guy lunging at his feet.
Yeah. But if you get tripped up, you might gain 2 or 3 instead of just 1.
It's a good point, but nice play there. They used the play action beautifully.
Pay Will Pauling with the catch there.
Pauling's been here for a few years. He's looked really good ever since he stepped foot in Madison.
48 yards from taking the lead, Wisconsin. Jet sweep. All right, let's get some blocks. There you go.
There you go. A couple yards.
4 yards.
Again, if you get 4 yards 3 times, it's first down.
Right, and then that's fine. But you usually hope for the jet sweep to get you more of an explosion.
You want a first down off of that, yeah.
At least a first down, typically, in a situation like that. 2-minute warning here.
I'm feeling good about this. I'm confident. We knew it was gonna. I mean, I said it was gonna be a Penn State win close, and it's for sure a close game.
If they get points out of this drive, I feel confident.
Yeah,
I think they have to get points here because Penn State's going to get the football to start the second half, and we know how explosive that offense is. They're going to get the chance to be able to adjust their play calling, maybe bring a different facet of their offense into the game, and usually that can make things hard for the defense that has to defend against such a diversified offense as what Penn State can do. So that's why I think it is imperative you get points here.
Yeah.
But I think they should.
Yeah, I think they're going to get a touchdown here, and then you get a nice stop by the defense, and you're rocking and rolling in business if you're the Badgers going through the second half. I feel good about this.
Excellent. Excellent. And again, that atmosphere at night, the fans being perhaps more lit than in any atmosphere in college football in America, because
Penn State fans are going to have something to say about that.
No. In Wisconsin, there are 20 counties in America that are ranked the top 20 of those that are the most drunk. 10 of them come from the state of Wisconsin.
That's not good.
They're going to be – it's not good for in terms of like binge drinking and things like that. That's not a great thing. In terms of craziness of an atmosphere for a college football game, that's good.
If you're a Penn State fan, you should be scared that you're going to get absolutely murdered by how drunk and terrible these Wisconsin fans are going to be to you.
Drunk?
No, they're going to be drunk and terrible. They're college kids. That's how college kids roll. They're terrible.
They're not terrible. I've experienced the student section. They're loud for their own people. Do I have to go over the drunken nice story again?
No, but I'm saying, but that was Wisconsin fans.
I know, but I've been near student sections at Badgers games. They're usually ridiculously drunk and nice.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll give you a few barbs, but it's a smaller percentage than it is at most college stadiums. They're just loud and crazy. They're not debilitating to the opponent that often. They're just ridiculously loud and crazy. And when you're up at 6 o'clock in the morning, having Bloody Marys, having beers all day, and then for a 7 o'clock game, 6:30 kickoff, it's bonkers. What are they singing to? Swaying back and forth.
I was assuming "Build Me a Buttercup."
It's not the rhythm of "Build Me a Buttercup." Usually that's a
sure.
That's a, beautiful 1980s helmet by that one Badgers fan. That is beautiful. All right, 2nd and 6 at the 43 of Penn State. And another up the gut run. Oh, beautiful cutback to get the first and get it to the 30.5-yard line.
By the way, I don't know how I missed this, but Barca beat Real Madrid 4-0 today.
Oh, I thought the game was tomorrow. Okay.
I was like that's
excellent.
Impressive. So shout out
Very
to
impressive.
I mean, I with how good Real Madrid is, I'm kind of surprised.
I'd say that's in terms of the quality of the teams, that's Yankees Dodgers.
Yeah, but like Real Madrid has been Mbappe.
All right.
And like Real Madrid is down, like they both won both matchups last year as an injured Badger on the field.
Yep. Fullback dude getting taken off. Able to walk seemingly on both legs, but one of them not as good as the other right now. Ashcraft goes back into the game.
Oh, baby.
Stop.
Come on. 1st and 10. Let's get some points.
Really H-back because they'll use them both in the backfield and as a tight end. Minute 53 till halftime, ball at the 31. Don't need to worry about timeouts right now because you're close enough to the end zone. I mean, yeah, get to the line of scrimmage, but you're not going to have to call a lot of timeouts here. Oh, and a throw to the 4-yard line.
That looked just that is beautiful.
The laser shot.
They use the play action, and what a good throw by Locke. He pins it. He gets it between 3 defenders, and Pauling is right between them. Makes a nice catch and fights for every yard.
Textbook fundamental catch, and he had plenty of time there.
It's just good football.
Yes, exactly. Again, you don't need to worry about time. Penn State might call a couple timeouts if on first and second down they don't get an injury, or they don't get into the end zone, get an injury right here.
Yeah, so the clock stops with 1:39, first and goal though for the Badgers.
Let's see if we can tell how the injury happened. Looks like it seems like it's a cramp for number 33.
It's either a cramp or a turf monster.
Yeah, because he's grabbing his right thigh.
Yeah. In that case, it's probably a cramp.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's stretching. It's cramp.
Yep. So hopefully he'll be back pretty quickly into action.
Yeah.
Yep. He's just walking it off gingerly. Which reminds me, by the way, hydration break. Hydrate.
I need to go get some water at halftime.
Which means I'm going to have to tell Badger stories. All right, what should we discuss at halftime? What's a good halftime topic discussion here?
I don't care. You
see.
can talk Badger football, you can talk college football, you can talk about what's going on.
Favorite atmosphere you've ever had when you've been to a college football game? Your favorite stadium atmosphere, or favorite stadium atmosphere for any game you've ever been to?
I'm gonna decline.
Put that in the comments.
I'm gonna decline to answer that because the only one I remember is Rutgers, and that's not a very good atmosphere. So we're just gonna decline.
Well, just say the best you've seen in sports. Favorite sports game atmosphere.
Sports game. Oh, that's gonna get us onto a lot of tangents. Now that we take it outside of football, we're onto a lot of tangents.
Which when you have a college football halftime, which lasts a lot longer than the NFL, is a good thing. A lot of tangents are pretty critically necessary.
Time possession pretty even. Penn State only winning it by 41 seconds. That's really solid. As how about LSU expanding their lead over Randall?
Yeah.
And at that, we'll talk about that, the scores around college football right now as well. It was a pretty eventful evening. 1st
and 10 to the 4-yard line for Wisconsin. Really the 3-yard line.
Yeah. Right.
Up the gut, nothing much there.
Maybe
a half-yard gain. Penn State's line's good, folks.
I ran it to the outside.
Yeah, but Penn State also has a lot of team speed on defense.
That's true.
Not a lot of teams can run wide on Penn State very well.
What I would do is I put a couple receivers on the near side of the field.
Penn State just called timeout again.
Okay, I put a couple guys on the near side of the field, a couple receivers who can kind of act, or maybe put a tight end out there, act as a run blocker, and just kind of sneak in, not all the way to the outside, but somewhat to the outside to where you can find a hole into the end zone. That's my play call here.
Reasonable play call.
I don't want to risk throwing an interception or anything like that. I'd go grind and pound here.
I get it. The other thing is that if you run a pass play on this down and it doesn't work, and then you kick a field goal, you give that Penn State offense more time.
Yeah.
So I would be more inclined, you're right, on running the football this down. On 3rd down, do whatever your best play call is that's going to get you a touchdown.
Exactly. We see coaches Fickle and Longo there on the sideline figuring out.
They're debating something. Like something's not right.
Just trying to figure out what they're going to call here. It looks like Locke's making an audible here. Let's see if they try to. They got 2 men in the backfield, which is a signal for
formation.
A run. Yeah, that's a signal for a run unless they're going to try to fake this.
And they fake it.
Yeah.
And he's Get 2 hands on the football, Acker. Don't reach up with just one hand. Granted, it was a bit of an overthrow, but
it was
still.
a bit of a that's kind of 50-50 blame there. It was a bit high of a throw. You had the defender there who could have potentially picked it off if you threw it too low.
Locke, if you throw that accurately, that's 6 points.
Yeah, as I said, if he throws it too low, though, it's too much of a risk. So 3rd and goal here. Let's see what they do.
Penn State looks like they're bringing the blitz, but they adjust with a couple men in motion. Play action again. They are blitzing. Open receiver, and he stumbles.
That was great coverage by Penn State. But a flag on the play. Let's see. The Badgers are going to get another chance here.
Yeah, we think. Yep.
It's on the defense, and James Franklin is furious. Illegal substitution. Confusion from the blue and white.
Oh, I think. Oh, they had 12 guys in the field.
Wild, yeah. So the Badgers get another shot at the end zone.
He is so angry at one of his defensive players. So angry. And he's given the business.
So they go I formation.
Again. I bet they run it this time. 3rd and goal at the 1. Yep. Pound it. Outside!
Beautiful.
Oh! 9-7 Wisconsin.
They go far side of the field. And that was beautiful play there by the Badgers.
And Penn State was not expecting an outside run there. You typically expect Wisconsin to run it right up the gut, right up the middle, mano a mano, me beating you, and they fool them.
Yeah.
They fool them. That's more of what Luke Fickell's offense does. They're out to beat you with his brains as much as his brawn. Extra point attempt to give Wisconsin the lead with 1:23 left in the first half. Boom. 10-7.
Beautiful.
Love it.
But still time, but no timeouts for Penn State.
Yes. And that's going to be a massive advantage for Wisconsin here. And there it is, the full back block on the left side.
Beautiful. Oh, beautiful blocking.
And then he stepped out just beyond the reach of a defender, the only guy that he had to beat by himself, really. And Walker took it in the yard for 6. Oh, that's beautiful. And I love seeing the red paint stuck on Penn State players' white jerseys because it means they're falling down in the end zone.
Yeah.
And it's because of that mistake with 12 men on the field the previous down. That cost them 7 points.
And how about a Soto homer tying that one at 1? The World Series is competitive. It's Dodgers, Yankees. It's incredible. And how about before the game, Ice Cube in Dodgers gear singing "It Was a Good Day"
on
the field at Dodger Stadium.
Kickoff sent into the end zone for a touchback. Penn State's going to have 83 seconds to move the football without a timeout. They're going to have to go the distance if they want to take the lead, but they could kick it and tie it.
We have some pretty big recruiting news.
Okay.
4-star wide receiver Adrian Wilson heads. He was committed to TCU. Then he went TCU. Then he committed to Oregon. Then he committed to Arizona State. And now Colorado.
1st and 10 at the 25. Pitch and catch, first down, easy out of bounds at the 43-yard line.
That's big though. 4-star wide receiver heading to Boulder. And
yes.
they have a big game against Cincinnati. Cincinnati underrated team sitting at 5-2 this year.
Deion is a fantastic recruiter.
Yeah.
We still haven't seen him coach well enough in big games.
5-2, they're good.
They are a good team.
They can run the table, go 10-2, make a nice bowl.
Possibly, yeah. This is a time where Deion gets a chance to really prove himself as a head coach. And granted, he comes in without a whole lot of experience.
The second safety we've seen today, Iowa forced a safety against Northwestern. They were up 5-3 at one point.
The rush getting
there you go.
39-yard line.
Boom.
First sack today, I believe, for Wisconsin. And it came because of an outside rush after a safety blitz. 2nd and 13. And he just throws the ball right into the ground to avoid another long sack. A little bit of jawing going on.
Oh, and how about LSU? Another huge play. Nice juke there. They're deep into A&M territory now.
And if you're Wisconsin, if you get this stop, you're going to get the football.
You got time.
With 3 timeouts. You could add another 3, maybe another 7 on the board.
I'll take a 3. I'll take a nice 3 to make it 13-7.
But you got to get the stop here.
Under pressure, get to him.
Deep throw to nobody. That landed in Middleton. And with 48 seconds, they're going to get probably about 8 to 10 seconds off the clock. 38 seconds to work with. You're not going to have spectacular field position, but you can make something out of this drive.
Yeah, for sure.
Locke has the ability to make something out of this drive, and they've now got some confidence that they can move the football down the field rather quickly. Oh,
Drew Aller's heading
Akers.
to the locker room.
Yeah, he's walking out.
Drew Aller heading to the locker room, the senior quarterback. That is not a good sign.
Broken tackles down to the 20-yard line. 38 seconds. He's limping a little bit.
As a note, their backup quarterback is Bo Prabula. He is a
his right ankle.
That's
his right
not
ankle.
good. Oh, that does not look good.
He was running on it, walking on it pretty decently for being hurt, walking off.
The only thing is the adrenaline. That's my one worry, is if the adrenaline's... And he was cursing at someone on the sideline. Not sure who.
He's not happy right now. First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Bo Prabula, redshirt sophomore, is their backup.
They just run it for 2 yards. They're just going to go to the locker room, which I wouldn't do. You got 3 timeouts. Get down the field. This is a mistake by Wisconsin. I think.
It's not a Wisconsin mistake. It's a football culture mistake. Right? It's such a big thing in just football to just let the clock run out for the half. And I think it's just generally a bad thing.
Yeah. I would be getting more points on the board because this Penn State offense, I know that they've held them to 7, but they're explosive. They haven't gained 471 yards a game this year coming into this game, just playing conservatively. They can put points on the board up quickly.
Yeah.
You need as many points as you can get.
That's just true. Let's take a look before we get to the halftime show of what's going on around college football.
While you look at the scores, tell us in the comments your favorite sports atmosphere that you have ever experienced, your favorite stadium or arena that has the best atmosphere you've ever had. Go ahead.
In the third quarter, Miami leads Florida State 17-7 at Hard Rock Stadium. 9:40 to go in the third there. With 10 minutes to go in the third quarter, it's West Virginia 17-7 over Arizona.
Go Mountaineers.
And with 8.5 to go in Houston, it is the Utes tied with the Cougars still at 7. There they are even. LSU 17-7 lead on the road in College Station. Under 3 minutes to go until the half, and they were about to kick a field goal, trying to make it 20-7. Michigan up 9-7 on Michigan State.
LSU missed a field goal.
So still 17-7 there. Michigan regains the lead over Michigan State at the half, 9-7. Auburn has put 10 unanswered points up. It's tied at 10 in Lexington as they take on the Wildcats of Kentucky. 15-7, Kansas State leads Kansas. They have the lead back. SMU Duke still tied at 7. And the rest of tonight's games are a group of 5 games. Only other Power 5 game left is Cincinnati at Colorado tonight at 10:15. I will be right back. Go ahead.
I will do the best I can with this halftime show. Hopefully not destroying everything as I come right into your screen and make all of you run away. No. Number one football show talking about how this contest could change the entire outlook as well as the potential injury of Drew Aller, OSU versus PSU next week in that contest. next week. And yes, it should be a whiteout game. And speaking of Penn State whiteout games, speaking of great college atmospheres like tonight, this game at Camp Randall Stadium, Texas A&M hosting LSU, a pair of teams with phenomenal game atmospheres. What is your favorite sports atmosphere? Best place where you've watched a game, most incredible experience of watching a game. Number one football show. I'm sure you can talk about games at Ohio State. I imagine you've been to games in Columbus at Ohio Stadium. I had a chance to cover one about 15 years ago when I was with the Badgers Radio Network as their pregame host. And I had the chance to cover a Wisconsin-Ohio State game there. The memories that I have of it include being up in the booth about 5 hours before kickoff as we were just setting up the booth for the broadcast as I was hosting the pregame show, and just seeing how incredible that stadium is, just how awesome the construction of it is. The horseshoe. But the booth is so high up, you feel like you're on planet Mars looking down and watching the game. But it's an incredible view to take in just how crazy the atmosphere is when you stick 100,000 plus inside Ohio Stadium for that game. A game at the shoe is incredible. It is fun. When you have the script Ohio, that is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Other great atmospheres that I've experienced. And I think about the road games that I've been to in college football. The kid and I went to Wisconsin Rutgers, not much there. I'll be frank about that. But in my years covering college football, road games that I've worked at, Wisconsin, Minnesota, the new stadium there, TCF Bank Stadium, and it's not completely new. It's been around now for 15 years. I think it was at the site of the old Memorial Stadium on that campus. Thank you for the update. 4-1 Dodgers. Yeah, they're getting in a position where they think, or at worst, if that score holds up, they're going to get games at Dodger Stadium. But TCF Bank Stadium, great stadium, but it's so modern. And at the time, it was still such a new thing. I don't think it felt sort of like lived in and filled in by the Minnesota Golden Gophers fan base. I think they're now more used to it, and they sort of made it their home a bit. But it's a fantastic place to watch a game. Other places that I've been to. Northwestern, the old Ryan Field, they're building the new one, which is going to be state-of-the-art. Small, only about 35,000 fans, but state-of-the-art. Their old stadium, Ryan Field, sat about 48,000 people. Felt like an overgrown high school stadium in the middle of Evanston. Not much there. You usually have more Badgers fans than Northwestern fans at that place. Never got to a game at Illinois. Iowa is awesome. 66,000 at Kinnick Stadium. Their fans are as loyal as Badgers fans are. They're not as crazy, but they are as loyal. And very genuine, fun people. Great, fun atmosphere for a game. Never got to Indiana. Never got to Purdue. I've been to Michigan. I went to Michigan State my first year. That was a blast. Very hard place to play in. Harder than I think most people think to win a game in East Lansing. Never got to Penn State. Never got to Maryland covering games. But Michigan and Ohio State, just insane. The Big House in Michigan, so much fun. And it's in a much smaller bowl than you think. As you share, Stephen, Michigan Stadium. Just insane. How you can squeeze 110,000 people into that thing. And it's loud. It is loud. And when you see the Michigan team come up from that tunnel on the opposing team's 50-yard line, run through that tunnel, and go under the Go Blue sign. Oh, it's a great tradition. That's a fun tradition. And that year in 2010, when we were there, to see the Badgers get a rare road win there on the way to get into the Rose Bowl, phenomenal. Phenomenal victory, but a great atmosphere. And I see, if I had to pick between the two in terms of a fun atmosphere for a game, Michigan and Ohio State, I would say by a small margin, I'd pick Michigan. I think architecturally, Ohio Stadium is a more fun place to watch a game, is a better place to watch a game. And I think as a pure stadium, it's more impressive. But the atmosphere of Michigan, I think, is more fun. It just is. It just is. But the only place otherwise that I've been to that I would put at that level of atmosphere, and it tops them all of the road stadiums, is the Rose Bowl. I covered a Rose Bowl, Wisconsin TCU, January 1st, 2011. Incredible. If you ever get a chance to go to a Rose Bowl game, do it. The feeling of a big game like that, with the sun going down in the fourth quarter over the mountains along the side of the stadium, is just incredible. Just incredible. I know Wisconsin lost that Rose Bowl, but I will never forget that feeling of being on the field, watching the sunset in the final minutes of one of the great traditions of college football. And also just the natural beauty of the place. You're surrounded by mountains. You could just go there and sit there and just look at the mountains and just be in bliss, like you're sitting in a beautiful mountain range in the middle of Colorado and no one's there. And I had that feeling the day before the Rose Bowl, sitting inside it as we were setting up our broadcast scenario. It was just absolutely magnificent. As Steven talks about, his dad went to that game. Just incredible. Just incredible. But to be alone with very few other human beings inside that stadium the day before the game was just magical. It was magical because you're anticipating just how cool that day is going to be coming up and how great that game is going to be. And it was. Wasn't a great result for the Badgers, but it was a fantastic game. And a fun story from that. I'll just quickly dive into these stories because college football halftimes are elongated compared to the NFL. Pulled a little trick as we watched Ray Lewis do the dance at Miami with the cane, with the Hurricanes mascot. But I recorded a bunch of newscast reports for the next morning for WTMJ and for WIBA Radio in Madison. Hourly updates from 6 a.m., 4 a.m. LA time until noon when the pregame show would start. Noon Pacific, 2 p.m. Central time. So I believe I had 8 hourly newscast updates that I had to record. And I recorded them from the site of the Rose Bowl. So I could say at the end of it, from the Rose Bowl Stadium in Pasadena, Jay Sorgi, WTMJ Sports. And the idea of fans thinking I'm sitting in the Rose Bowl at 4 a.m. Los Angeles time before the sun comes up, and I'm talking about the Badgers sleeping in an undisclosed location. It was so much fun. So cool, especially to make people think that I was going to be there all day long, covering the Rose Bowl, hosting the Rose Bowl pregame show, which is one of the greatest thrills of my broadcast career. Unfortunately, Steven, games are no longer on WTMJ. Mikey, how you doing? But that was the great opportunity that I had to cover that game. But just as a fan, get to a Rose Bowl game or go to a UCLA game. Go to a UCLA game just to experience the natural beauty of the stadium. Tickets probably going to be a lot cheaper, number one, than a regular Rose Bowl game would be. But it's such a cool atmosphere. All that said, And those were fantastic atmospheres. The most fun and the craziest atmosphere I've ever seen in college football, or very frankly, at any sporting event I've ever covered, was Camp Randall Stadium. Camp Randall at night is like nothing. I'm not sure what the schedule is going to be, Stephen, for when the Badgers are going to be in Pasadena for a regular season game. But Camp Randall at night, and you're seeing it tonight with this fantastic game so far. Wisconsin up 10-7 at halftime against Penn State, number 3 in America. But that atmosphere is ridiculous. Just ridiculous in terms of the energy, the noise, how well that the fans themselves, especially the student section, create the atmosphere. Penn State and the great SEC atmospheres are probably in equal, but I've never seen better. I had a friend of mine who went to Oklahoma State who saw games in Texas, at Oklahoma. Some of the great atmospheres in college football, some of the great settings in college football, some of the great programs in college football. Probably had a chance to go see an Oklahoma-Texas game at the Cotton Bowl, I'm sure. Took this friend to a Badgers game in early September when it's like 85 degrees at Camp Randall, and it's an 11 o'clock kickoff, not even a nighttime kickoff. My friend's like, I've never seen a crazier atmosphere in college football ever. Badgers fans kill it. Absolutely kill it. That's on my list. By far, we talked about it earlier. A Wisconsin USC game, a Notre Dame USC game at the Coliseum would be phenomenal.
I got people saying that you're talking about sleeping in disclosed locations. I got people.
What? I said the Badgers sleeping in undisclosed locations the night before a Rose Bowl game. I explained that. You just love taking it out of context just to joke.
Hello to Mikey, who you never said hello to.
I said hello to him.
Oh, okay. He said he didn't.
Yes, I did.
Hi to everyone watching. The Wisconsin guys are here. All my people are watching. Love you, people.
But I was just sharing how Wisconsin is unmatched with the college football atmospheres that I've been in terms of most lit, most energized atmosphere.
I want to go to a whiteout. I want to go to the big house. I love to go to a night game at Bama.
That would be fun. A night game at LSU, maybe even more.
Nah, I just want to sing Dixieland Delight in night.
Isn't that song about Tennessee anyway?
It is, but it's still fun. Roll Tide. And LSU. Just the traditions of college football are so incredible.
Yes, agreed.
There's nothing like the traditions college football. Why are we talking about Florida? What's Florida so good at?
I don't know. I mean, I would say the Swamp's a good atmosphere. I would say that. I would knock that up. I wouldn't knock that atmosphere.
Nah, I'm going to sleep.
Yes,
I'm going
football
to
show.
sleep.
I would have. I mean, have a great stream, but we're not going to be part of it only because
I like
sleeping. We're on the East Coast right now.
I'm not. Well, he's in Ohio, but still, I don't.
I mean, I took a nap earlier today, but I was up at 6 o'clock.
I could stay up, but first of all, I'm watching. As soon as this game's over, I'm watching baseball. Frick college football is what I gotta say.
As soon as this game's over, I'm doing more work tonight.
I'm watching baseball, and then after the World Series is over, I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, it's man.
Wrigley when the Cubs. I would love to go to a college football game at Wrigley Field or Yankee Stadium or Fenway or
That's true.
like
That
one
would
of those.
be fun.
Like, I'd love to see a college football game at like one of the old school
yeah.
like not Chase Field. Like, I don't want to go to a game at Chase Field for football.
And even though it is the new Yankee Stadium, there's still something to be said about it.
Exactly. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like still the Yankees. Like,
yeah. By the way, talking a little NFL here. Back in 1958, when they played the NFL championship game, that some still call the greatest game ever played. Johnny Unitas, the first overtime game ever played.
Yeah.
That was Colts versus Giants at Yankee Stadium, December 28th, 1958.
Yeah.
The Colts and the Giants are playing in New York on December 28th.
Awesome.
The Giants are not the Giants of old. They stink.
I
would imagine they're not getting fans. Move the game to Yankee Stadium to commemorate that anniversary.
Do you see the thing? Notre Dame has more touchdowns than both the Jets and the Giants at home this year.
Oh! That is insane!
At MetLife Stadium, they have more touchdowns.
Oh my gosh!
The Giants only scored one touchdown at home this season.
I am sorry, Big Blue fans. I am sorry.
Gotham Green fans. As I said earlier, being 3-0 in the NBA means nothing. Would you agree with that, Dad?
Yes.
Like, nothing. Yeah, see there, Mikey's saying the Giant. Mikey's cousin is a Giants fan, so he gets it. Well, his cousin was an Eagles fan then. He was a Giants fan. Now he's a Cardinals fan because he just glazes Marvin Harrison Jr. I love Marv. That's my prep guy. Like I go to school with his little brother, but the Giants are just terrible. They're just bad at football. Although I do love Tommy Cullins.
And to your point, number one football show. It is nothing wrong with starting the season 3-0. That's a cool thing. That's a very good thing. It's also the equivalent of having maybe a 7 to 14 point lead going into the mid third quarter of game one of the NFL season. Yeah. It doesn't mean much.
It's just very cool. But yeah.
It doesn't mean much. And also, by the way, I'm going to be very glad that in 2 weeks we will not be watching any more political ads during college football games.
Oh, thank God.
We just have to do 2 more weeks of it. And we don't get political here, but if you're 18 or older, vote. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Number one football show makes the point to keep up with Boston. It does.
Keep up with Boston in October? I ain't worried about Boston in October.
Keep up in
also,
January.
the Cavs ain't keeping up with Boston. There are 3 teams who I think, and this is biased, but there are 3 teams who have a legit chance at making the finals from the East. Boston, New York, Milwaukee. Done. Combo.
I wouldn't even put Philadelphia in there, even
Sixers
though they have much higher.
Sixers are guaranteed second round exit.
They have much better odds, according to the Vegas odds makers, of making the finals than the Bucks, which I think is a mistake.
It is.
But it is.
Giannis MVP season. No, it's not gonna happen. But I wish it would. He should have won. He was the first guy ever to average 30 points and shoot 60 from the field. And he didn't win MVP.
Right.
Giannis being good is just the norm. He doesn't get enough credit.
Truth. Now, the first 5 minutes of the second half of the game, to me, are always the most important. Granted, yes, if the game's close, the later minutes are going to be. But the first 5 minutes of the second half are always going to be more important because they are going to reset what the tone of the game is going to become.
Yeah.
Are we seeing a shift to quarterback here after the players came out for the second half?
Here we go.
Kick
Second
off the
half.
Badgers.
Under.
Setting it into the Penn State end zone. It will be a touchback.
At the camp. We're seeing Drew Aller's injury.
Last play of the first half for Penn State on offense. He limped off. Also very vociferous in his anger.
Hello, Georgia Tech fan. And
we
it's the
have-
backup.
Yep.
So now Wisconsin's facing a sophomore. This is good news if you're a Badger fan. It's going to be, as I said, Bo Pribula, the redshirt sophomore. He comes from York, PA. On the season, 102 yards, a 70% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, a passer rating of 201.7.
And a run up the gut and on the outside 15-yard
It's
gain.
what Nick Singleton does. It's that simple.
Penn State may think a lot more run because Pribula's in this contest instead of Aller. You're going to see a lot more option run like that for Pribula, 9-yard gain.
And now if you're the Badger defense, you just got to breathe. You got to just lock in here. You just have to lock in. You got to get in the zone. First couple plays, you give up bad runs. You got to get ready to make a big play.
But it's also a lot more assignment football, which means you're focused on an individual man.
And a knee brace out for the rest. Yeah, if he doesn't come out for the second half, I was expecting him to be out for the game. That was pretty safe. That
2nd and 3. Play action.
You got to get to him here.
And a very off-target throw.
I don't know why he threw that was great coverage too. I guess he was anticipating him to get a little bit ahead. I wouldn't have thrown to that short route to on the outside there. Yeah, I would have thought about going to 44. He was running a decent route. I feel like you could have had him open across the middle. Yes, he was making that cut, but there was a guy behind him that he could have cut back and made a pick there. So I don't mind that throw by Pribula.
3rd and 3. This stop's massive if they get it. And they're making Wisconsin think with a big shift change with their formation. Play action, easy pitch and catch for a first down.
It didn't seem like MCL because it looked like it was his ankle. Up 17-7 last I saw.
Oh, juggle ball, but he held on to it for the first down.
Good play.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
The ball did not touch the ground. Warren did not drop it.
Tyler Warren's pretty good. 5. He hasn't dropped the pass all night.
And they've been sending him around all over the formations.
Yeah.
Making Wisconsin think. 1st and 10 of the Badgers, 46.5. Oh.
They attacked Singleton. They thought it was him, but they're able to stop Pribula before he can get a lot of yardage. Good.
Play action knee.
Yeah.
That's called good run faking.
Yeah. Because you saw the pressure just all go towards Singleton there because he's their running back. It makes sense. But
it's we're going to stop Singleton. We're going to make you beat us.
Yeah.
With your own legs. But the scary thing is, with enough deception, he could.
Yeah, so now you just got to get a big stop. You see Badgers players not really playing the line of scrimmage at the DBs, at least not staying around.
A little bit of a blitz, but they picked it up.
They throw
one-on-one. Inaccurate throw.
Great coverage, and just an inaccurate throw. Good stop there by the Badger D.
Brown with the coverage.
So 3rd and 7 now.
And this is when the noise of Camp Randall can really affect a young quarterback. You get 81,000 screaming top of their lungs, 2/3 of them drunk. It's crazy.
Here we go. Yeah, CJ, we have it on.
That's our second screen right
now.
now.
We have that as our second screen, but that's at the half.
3rd and 7.
Here we go.
Big stop.
Play right
Big
here.
Stop. Only rushing 4. Shovel pass. Wisconsin's all over it. All over it. Stop at the 39.
Now,
that's going to be 4 down territory
if you're
here.
Penn State, are you going for this? I would assume so. The math is going to say 2.
Oh.
That's a killer for Penn State against Ohio State.
That hurts. Literally and figuratively.
Yeah, that's really tough because Pribula going up against OSU, I think I'm immediately picking OSU to win that game now, and it probably won't be close. But again, not going to make any assumptions yet. We'll wait to see what official reports say after he,
Massive stop if they get it here. Massive stop. Up.
It's going to be a false start. If it was an offsides, they would have let it go through.
Ooh. Do you still go for it on 4th and 8?
Oh,
here?
no. No, you pin them deep.
Makes sense.
And Camp Randall's loving it. And that's what the noise can do. And you're trying to get a pass off. You've got, as you said, 81,000 on their feet. It's tough. They're undefeated. That's why they're number 3. And it makes a lot of sense. But yeah, solid early season win. I don't pay attention that much to the NBA until post football season.
They deserved the number 3 ranking coming in.
Yeah.
But now with Aller out, that's a dramatic drop.
Well, especially if they lose this.
Yeah, even if they win this game, they will not stay at number 3.
So 10-7, the Badgers lead, 11:41 to go in the third. It'll be 90 yards to the end zone for Wisconsin. But that, I mean, you tell me your thoughts on this, but personally, the way I've always looked at it is I would rather watch a Big East basketball game than an NBA game. Either Big East or like a ranked matchup. Like if it's like a really like good SEC ranked matchup, I'll watch it.
I would agree with you.
Like, would you rather watch like Cavs? I don't know. Would you rather watch like Cavs against the Nets or would you rather watch Cavs, Knicks, or
like UConn Creighton?
Yeah, UConn Creighton. I'm thinking UConn Creighton all the
That's going to be a much more energetic, much more fun atmosphere to really dive into.
I also just like watching whoever Marquette plays next.
Yeah.
Like I always just look at the schedule and I say, what night are they on? I want to watch them. I want to get to know their players. I want to kind of be able to do a little bit of my own scouting, right? And just be able to figure out what their guys are good at, who they are, especially if we're doing a stream. Like just being able to watch a game. Now, if UConn, it's like you see so much of UConn, you know who their guys are. But I'm not that big during the regular season. I'm not a huge college basketball guy. I'm much more just Big East basketball.
Yeah.
Because there's defense.
Yes.
There's so much defense. It's fun to watch. It's gritty basketball.
It's effort. It's hard work, effort basketball, which frankly you don't see much in the NBA until you get to the playoffs.
Exactly.
I mean, I remember watching that Olympic gold medal game when we sat here.
It's incredible.
And I saw just the most insane effort from the best basketball players in the world.
Yeah.
But you rarely see that with the NBA unless there's a big game or a title at stake.
That's why I say Jay Wright.
You see it.
I mean, I've said it. I said it. We talked about early in the Olympics when Team USA was struggling. You've always talked about Jay Wright. I said it doesn't have to be Jay Wright. Just give me a Big East guy. Because what we saw are so many of the things that they struggled with early were things that I'm like, if they had a Big East coach, I think it would be a lot better of a performance just because an NBA coach isn't going to be doing the defense.
But our NBA players going to respect just a Big East guy as a head coach. No. That's why, but I think they would respect Jay Wright because of his history, because of his pedigree as a coach. But also, I always say Jay Wright because he could be a full-time Team USA coach, no other coaching responsibilities. He could focus solely on the Olympics and the World Championships and be able to not have to coach games the rest of the year and be more of a family man, which is what he wants to do anyway. All right, 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line for Wisconsin, 89 yards to the end zone, and it's going to be 90 yards after they get plugged up for a loss of 1. But that's, again, Penn State's got a great defensive line. You can't knock this. Both defenses are showing up today. Big time. So I can't knock that. A lot of it's just going to be Penn State being excellent, not Wisconsin failing in a game like this. But it looks like we have an injury coming off the Penn State.
Oscar and Freddie just went back to back.
Ooh.
Nice. Come on, run it.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
fight for it.
Getting about 3 more yards to make it 3rd and 8. Which ain't great that deep in your own territory, but it's better than it could have been. Better than it could have been. Oh, man.
I can see. I said the same thing. I can see them beating OSU. I can see OSU beating Penn State and then losing to Indiana and that being their second loss of the year and them making. I think 10-2. I think they make the playoff at 10-2. Like right now, I have in my playoff projections, I have Ohio State seated pretty high.
Flag. And threw it to nobody anyway, so it wouldn't matter.
I have Ohio State as my 5, 6, 7 seed at 10-2, above a few 11-1 teams.
Not the most optimal 3-0 for Wisconsin, but again,
You're still winning
we're still winning with the way your defense is playing. It's not as bad.
against a backup QB.
Exactly. So I still feel confident, but you have to maintain what you're doing to beat them. And with the other skill position strength that they have, I'm not so sure. Penn State's got to go 62 yards to take it to the house to take the lead after that punt. CJ, don't tell me you don't know what game that's going to be.
Jags, right?
Yep. In the place for 6 days after that's going to be the world's biggest cocktail party. Florida against Georgia, the annual great SEC rivalry.
Which will be happening next week.
Yeah. Excellent.
Blackout.
Ooh.
It better be at night if it's a blackout. If it's a day game,
Fun.
it'll suck.
And yes, Scooby-Doo. Yeah, it is accurate that they are the number 3 team in the country, and they should be coming into this game. But if they win, I don't think they're going to be. Yes, they do. They definitely do this year. I see them splitting that series.
They bet. I swear, if we lose a game to the Bears, I will ballistic.
Bears are good this year. I hate saying it, but the Chicago Bears, they finally know how to throw the football.
Yeah, but still, I don't like it. I don't like. The Bears are supposed to still suck.
It is not. You have lived your whole life with the Chicago Bears sucking.
Yeah,
You've lived your whole life with that fact.
10 straight times. I love it. We got to keep the streak. We can never lose to the Bears again now.
Sometimes a blind squirrel will still find the nut.
Sometimes a squirrel will find its way into the end zone, like it did today at Ole Miss.
Oh, nice. Sometime, if you have a clock stuck at 12 o'clock all day, twice a day, it's still going to be right. There are going to be times in life when the Bears are going to be good.
Yeah.
Right now is one of them.
This is
They're
not.
going to get tested tomorrow. But right now, they're a good team.
Okay, so this is Andre Jackson Jr. of the Milwaukee Bucks was involved in a car crash this morning, but he is okay.
Now, the question is, was the car crash early Saturday morning after the game, or was it waking up?
I'm not sure.
Because that'll tell you should he have been doing what he was doing or not.
Don't know if he was drunk. I don't know anything about the situation. He's not in jail. I know that. We know that he's not in jail.
That won't happen. I see a split, though. I think the Packers' defense is too good, and their quarterbacking is too good to allow Chicago to win both games. But this year, I see a split.
They're saying, yeah, expected.
Okay.
I'm wearing my Packers hat. Packers X Vince Lombardi Cancer Foundation hat.
Great charity. Go help them out. Been around since 1971, the year after Lombardi died of cancer. One of the top cancer charities in America.
Yeah.
All right, 2nd and 6 for Penn State at the 42 of the Nittany Lions. Oh, fumble! Nice Keith Jackson impersonation. Penn State recovered, but it's going to be 3rd and 8.
And Wisconsin, who was that there signaling to the fans? Let's see.
Oh, now I tell you. You barely got it back. Bad exchange.
It was number 11. I think that was Emilio Agrad from guess where? St. Joe's Prep, who was
Excellent.
hyping up the crowd saying, "Get loud."
Mm-hmm.
Shout out, Go Prep, folks. Ooh. Cha, 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 cha.
I don't know about that.
Do the shot.
Neutral zone infraction, I think. Yep.
On us.
On them.
Oh, yeah. Cam
Delay of game,
Randall
actually.
is loud.
Delay of game. Okay.
Cam Randall is loud.
Yep.
This is what happens when you got a backup QB in.
Mm-hmm.
You can force. Yeah, look at that crowd. And imagine being a backup. I actually hope Penn State has the ball. And I said the same thing in the Bama game. I hope they have the ball when jump around comes on.
Ooh.
Because I want them to be scared out of their minds.
3rd and 13. Blitz coming.
Get to him.
He gets rid of it. Oh.
Still
But he
short
did
of
not
first.
get the first.
That's good.
4th and 3.
All right, here we go, baby.
All right.
I'm expecting Penn State to go for this.
8:21
so
left third quarter.
close to the
Yes.
sack.
But he had a receiver wide open
Yeah, good awareness
to get the
by
football
the
out.
backup there.
Yeah. They're going to punt.
All right.
Smart. 4th and 2. Pin him deep. Pin him deep.
Block it. Do something crazy.
And watch for the fake. They didn't.
Oh, that's a great punt.
Pushing him back to the 12.
Really good punt.
Yeah. Field position game.
This is Big Ten football.
Yep.
10-7. This is what I like to watch. And Braden Locke, the sophomore, has stepped up for the Badgers.
I prefer 49-45 games, but this is still fun.
This is Big Ten football, though.
Yeah.
49-40. Like that ain't Big Ten football. That's some old Big 12. That's Mike Leach football.
I think it's more fun.
Yeah, but it ain't Big Ten football. I agree. I'm just saying. I'm talking Big Ten classic.
Yeah.
Like, this is how we play.
I don't think so. And the reason why I say that is because you're seeing the SEC beat each other up. You're seeing so many good teams in the SEC this year that they are making each other's lives miserable. It is across the board from top to bottom the best conference in football.
Scoreboard check, folks. We got some scoreboard updates.
I'll just say I think the Big Ten is top heavy.
Yeah.
3 of the top 4 teams. And you have more teams that stink, which is why you have more undefeated teams. Go ahead.
Okay, Miami up 23-7 on Florida State. That one has entered the fourth quarter. Just coming back from halftime a few minutes ago, it's LSU 17-7 at Texas A&M. They have the ball. Kansas down to Kansas State. 16-14, the ranked team beating the unranked team at the half. It's 14-7 SMU with the lead over unranked Duke. Elsewhere around college football right now, we're looking at some unranked games. West Virginia 31-13 over Arizona. That one's in the fourth. In the fourth quarter, it's Houston and Utah still even. Now at 14, though, each has put up a 7 spot. Michigan up 16-10 with the ball in Michigan State territory. That one, 3:38 to go in the third quarter. Auburn and Kentucky tied at 10 at the half. And yeah, if you're just joining us, I'll run through some of the big scores earlier this afternoon. Oregon 38-9 over Illinois. BYU 37-24 over UCF. What a game it was. Ohio State barely surviving Nebraska. Notre Dame put a 51 spot on Navy, 51-14, the final for MetLife Stadium. Ole Miss, big win over Oklahoma. They are still in playoff contention, 26-14, the final there. And at the site of game day this week, Bloomington, Indiana, the Hoosiers get the win, 31-17. And Texas barely survives Vanderbilt, the final there, 27-24 out of Nashville. Tonight, Cincinnati, Colorado. That one, 10:15 p.m. ESPN. And as we are about to return to the action, a quick scoreboard update in the World Series. Game 2 happening right now in LA. The score there, Dodgers 4, Yankees 1. Bottom of the fifth, a man on and 1 out. Here we go. Braden Locke and the Wisconsin offense have the ball at their own 12-yard line. They'll start it off with a run, lose 2 yards, 2nd and 12 on its way here. 7:45 to go in the third quarter. Badgers 10-7, looking to pull off the biggest upset that for the program in 14 years. The last time they had this big of a game at night at the camp, it was 2010. They beat number 1 Ohio State, and they're looking to do similar tonight to Penn State. 2nd and 11 from the 11. A run for another loss, and that's going to make it 3rd and 16. Penn State's defense stepping up on this drive, not the best of situations for the Badgers. Good point, but I still do think the SEC is a little bit better. Close, but a little bit better. I'm pretty neutral in that World Series. I'm just looking for good baseball. So 3rd and 14. So instead of 3rd and 16, 3rd and 14 here. Not great field position, but the Badgers looking to maybe force an offsides, do something here. Is Locke working out of his own end zone, and he throws a pick. And that's going to be pick 6.
You can't afford that. You simply can't afford that in a game like this.
And Braden Locke's interception issues continue. Penn State 13-10.
I need to see a replay to see what he saw. Or perhaps what he didn't see.
I think he saw under pressure.
And that in that situation in your own end zone, I see the immediate anxiety and the feeling that you've got to get rid of the football quickly, or you're going to give up 2 points. Yeah. But by doing that, he gave up 7.
Exactly. So tough.
Oh.
But a flag on the defense.
The question is, was that a celebration flag? Yeah.
Conduct.
So the points are going to stay on the board.
So helps the kickoff, though. Puts the Badgers in a bit of a better field position.
What you don't want Locke to feel, and again, he's a backup quarterback too.
Sophomore. First big game he's played.
That you don't want him to overcompensate or feel like he has to overcompensate by putting too much pressure on himself that he has to immediately atone for his mistake because he might force things even more.
Yeah.
Let's see how much he forced this. Yeah, the guy was just right there. He never moved. I don't know what he was seeing or not seeing, but he had the guy right smack dab there. I think he felt that he had to get rid of it because otherwise he was going to get sacked.
He wanted the guy across the middle and underthrew him.
But you don't make that throw, period.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, the only thing you might do is if the safety isn't coming from the other side, is maybe loft it. Okay. Give the ball to mom. That's okay. And I don't think that if the unsportsmanlike penalty was giving the ball to mom.
I think it was something else. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
But if it is giving the ball to mom, that's a problem. They should not be giving people unsportsmanlike penalties for giving the football to mom. That's a problem.
Well, I don't know if it is, so I'm not going to get mad over something. I don't.
That's what I said if.
Yeah. Penn State kicking off from their own 20, but still a nice kick.
All right, the 14-yard line. Wisconsin's going to get decent field position here.
All the way to the 34.
Okay.
So now Braden Locke, and I hope this is what he's doing, just calm. Just be calm.
Just take some breaths.
Right, don't get too stressed. He threw 2 picks in the Purdue game.
The time to think about the stress, the time to think about how bad of a throw that was is going to be Sunday and Monday.
Yeah.
Not now. Just let it go. Play's over.
He's thrown a pick in almost every game he's played this year.
Just play smart here.
At the end of the day, though, if you win the game but you throw a pick, I'm not.
Smart, simple throw, rebuild some confidence. All right, 5-yard gain. That's all right.
But I'm not mad if we win this game, but he throws a pick. I'm
Yeah,
not.
that's fine.
Wins a
That's
win.
fine, but you got to get points in this drive, I think.
Oh, without a doubt.
CJ saying it's going to be the Ducks winning the whole ball wax.
Or at least going. Yeah, I agree. Or no, they're going to be national. Yeah, I agree.
All right. Simple run, but Penn State knew it very well diagnosed.
Don't run to the outside like that.
If you're going to run to the outside like that, you need better blocking schemes and just better execution in run blocking. Because now you force Locke to have to make a play after he just committed a turnover.
3rd and 6, not impossible.
No. Very doable.
Decent field position here.
Just be relaxed. Be relaxed. There
Beautiful
you go.
throw. There you
Simple
go.
throw.
He went
First down
across the
slant
middle.
pattern, wide open.
You've seen a lot of slant pattern throws from Locke. It's usually the most open guy right across the middle, easy visibility.
Legal pick play.
You don't got to go look at your sidelines, but he's going to go deep here.
Oh, what a catch! What a catch over the shoulder.
That is a game-changing catch.
That's a Sunday kind of catch.
That brings the life
Wow.
back into the camp. That's what that does. Is it brings the life back. That's
Williams with a ridiculous catch.
and now you're in the red zone. Red zone alert here for the Badgers.
You go.
Don't run it.
It was a 1 yard loss. It's all right. 2 downs to make it up.
Let's go.
50's a beast. 50's a heck of a defensive lineman. Give him his due.
Come on, guys. Let's go.
But that Williams with a catch that like you see the best receivers in the NFL make on Sunday. So I give him credit and great throw by Locke. Great throw. 2nd and 11. Adjustments at the line by the offensive line. Option run for a 2.5 yard gain, 3rd and 8. You see Walker like saying, come on. Like something that he wanted there just didn't happen.
Yeah.
Third and doable.
3rd and 9, not good field position.
I feel more confident in the Badgers being able to convert on 3rd and 9s than I used to in earlier years because they are a more pass-oriented system. And not that time, though.
Penn State's just bringing such a huge blitz.
Yeah. Which doesn't allow you much time.
Yeah, exactly. That. Yeah. If you're saying Oregon hasn't beaten anyone, you're.
That was one of the most quality wins of the year, beating Ohio State.
And the Boise State was really good too. Like,
yeah.
Can't.
Field goal attempt here for Wisconsin to cut the lead to 1, 32 yards. Should be doable. And it is. Right up the gut. 14-13, Penn State. An almost tie.
And now you're 244 to jump around.
And if I would rather have a 3 and out and the Badgers have the football for the jump around than Penn State have the football and they'll have had it for 244 because it means they will have moved the football effectively.
Yeah, you would hope. I was hoping that it would be like deep in their in their own territory, but now it's like it's different. So 14-13 though.
Winnable.
Very winnable. Very, very winnable. No one is, I think, questioning how winnable of a game this is.
But you have to execute near perfect now. No mental mistakes. Play smart football. Don't try and force anything. Just play within yourself. Wisconsin proved that they have the capability to make big plays, especially in the passing game.
Yeah.
So it's very doable. Instagram is such an incredible thing
Just
because you
scrolling,
see
see if
pictures
there's
of
anything going on.
NBA games, former spouses of presidents. It just comes completely randomly on your feed. Algorithms are weird things.
Like, I have something from, like, Virginia Tech on. Like, I follow Virginia Tech's, like, athletics page
You
on
do?
Instagram. Yeah, I follow most of the Power 5 teams on Instagram. But, like, I don't, like, it's, like, I've never liked it. It's a nice post, though, so I like that.
There's one advantage to following college football that, in comparison to following pro football that I found.
Uh-huh.
Your Sundays are more free.
Good point. But what I like about
I think the NFL's better, and I still love the NFL more. But go ahead.
yeah. But yeah, what are the college football teams I pay? Obviously, Wisconsin and West Virginia I pay a lot of. Probably Notre Dame I see a decent amount about from on Instagram. Ole Miss I see a decent amount about.
Yeah. By the way, the reason why we're also West Virginia fans, for those who are uninformed, is because your mommy, my wife, is from West Virginia.
What's their score now? Gotcha.
And by the way, we need to give you an update on some very important things. Oh, Vel Phillips Memorial. There's a high school named after Vel Phillips. I forgot that. That's so cool. Milwaukee civil rights leader, Vel Phillips. They now have a high school named after her. That's very cool. Anyway, West Virginia is where my wife, your mommy, is from. And a very important update from upstairs, what's being watched upstairs. The Hallmark movie, two guys with English accents, and there's a Christmas tree in the room. Kickoff for Wisconsin.
West Virginia up 31-19 in the fourth quarter.
They send the ball to the 2-yard line, fumbled, but recovered by the returner. But that also means that the ball is going to be behind the 20-yard line for Penn State to start its drive at the 19.
Just seeing if there's any big noteworthy scores.
When you fumble or muff the kickoff return, even when you get it back, that extra second you have to devote to getting the football back in your hands allows the return team to come closer to you, the kickoff coverage team to get closer to you, and makes it much harder to get good yardage.
Yeah.
First and 10 at the Penn State 19 for the Nittany Lions. Look like they were in a running formation, and they play action it, slant pattern, first down, 12-yard gain.
All right, D. We need a big, decent defensive stop here.
And that wide receiver just went right to the seam of the zone that Wisconsin left open.
Man, if 17 just could have gotten in front of the ball a little bit, we would have had a pick.
We're getting close to the 2-minute mark. Oh, man. Stop here is critical. Run play. Plenty of yardage, 8.5 yards.
Singleton does. Nick Singleton is just an absolute beast.
Especially with the kind of linemen that are in front of him who are absolute beasts as well.
That's
Penn State can block people.
That's where you get your guys from Central PA, right? That's where you get your guys from Western. Like, you see a lot of those small towns.
Your road graders.
Yeah.
Your road graders, your big dudes. And from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Because we grow some pretty big linemen here. Second and about a yard and a quarter, really. Broadcast says 2, but it's really like a yard and a quarter. Delayed handoff, and he does not get the first down.
Here we go. Big third down.
Half yard, third and inches.
This is where the camp's got to be loud. This is where they got to bring big time energy.
You wish they just had to jump around.
Seeing Hunter Woller's numbers there. The senior beast. Absolute beast. And him and the Badger defense looking for a huge stop here.
Under a
Watch
minute.
for the run.
And you knew it was going to be a first down when you saw the formation and having only your front four within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage or 4 yards of the line of scrimmage. The linebackers were more worried about trying to guard against a big play than a run up the middle. That was a mistake.
Even I was able to read that like a book.
Yeah, that was a first down in the making. Almost a fumble by Penn State in the backfield, but he held on and advanced it far enough. Probably the last play of the third quarter here. 44-yard line of Penn State. They want a screen.
him.
Oh, but he had plenty of room up the middle to get 8 yards.
And here comes jump around. And this isn't a terrible setup. They're at about midfield. They're not in field goal range yet.
And Penn State's going to be going right into the teeth of the student section. That I like. Oh, man. This is scintillating. This is fun. Win or lose, this is fun. To have a game like this against this good of an opponent in your house in the arguably the loudest and hardest stadium to win in college football as a road team. Just in terms of how good the atmosphere is, how hard it is to be a visiting team, especially with the jump around.
You have been in the camp watching the crowd so many times from that broadcast booth. What is going on right now at camp? Take us inside the camp right now.
I love this. Moment. Right before they get to the jump around, they usually have the student section race on the scoreboard.
Like the bookstore.
Like MNOOP, like with the bookstore, they do that. And so they get the student section a little bit amped up and like, oh, is my section going to win? Oh, we won. And they usually have the theme to Gunsmoke playing behind it. Dum, 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 dum. And then you have the transition. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba,
and the second you just hear the
and
the entire place just goes ballistic.
The volume is ridiculous. Number one, the moment that first trumpet sound plays at the very beginning of Jump Around. And then once it actually begins, the amount of movement of the student section and the rest of the stadium too, 81,000 people jumping up and down like they're popcorn popping in a popcorn popper. And the sound.
Popcorn popping like a popcorn
popper. Yep.
That's
say that 3 times fast. But the amount of noise is ridiculous, but also it is such insane movement inside the stadium. It literally shakes the stadium's foundations. I'm sitting there in this booth on the bottom rung of the upper deck. We are shaking.
Yeah.
I'm afraid it is an earthquake. And literally, the seismologists at the UW Geology Department are able to read readings on the Richter scale, what they use to read whether there's an earthquake going on. There is literally an earthquake in that part of Madison that happens. It's a small one, but it's an earthquake that happens during that time.
It's a man-made earthquake. It's actually, not man-made, House of Pain made.
Exactly. Literal earthquakes in that part of Madison because of a college football game. Now, it's become such a big thing, though, that the opposing teams, number one, know what's happening. Number two, they prepare for it. Number three, they take part. And number four, it energizes them, too. So I think the effect of it on the game, at least at the moment when they enter the jump around, isn't as debilitating as it could be. But the noise that's created from the fans and the need to create noise by the fans who are that energized at the start of the fourth quarter, that's what's going to make it hard for Penn State after this ridiculous experience that you're seeing right now on your screen if you're watching the NBC broadcast.
And that noise is still circulating now. And here we go.
Oh. Fake handoff, run, easy first down. And he gets the 39-yard line before nearly being decapitated.
And out of the way, silent probably.
I wouldn't say it's silent.
Not completely silent, but quieter.
Yeah, it's diffused.
It's not the start you wanted.
And he got that run because they drew defenders with the play-action fake, and there was not enough outside containment. And there he goes for the easy first down run. Is Pops all right? I'm caffeinated. That's part of it.
There we go.
Love it. Play action again.
Gotta get pressure.
And a first down pitch and catch
Gotta
to
get
22.
better pressure.
Penn State is now in the groove. This is the offense that's averaged 471 yards a game all year long.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we're seeing now. And he threw that into a tight window. This backup quarterback ain't that bad, folks. There's not a dramatic loss in talent between Drew Aller and this guy. It helps when you have the receiving core that you have. They're now definitely in field goal range. They want more, though. First and 10 of the 22. There's a stop
There you
behind
go.
the line of scrimmage. A TFL. There you go. Thomas with the stop. Coming out of that 4-2-5 in the linebacker slot. Really a 2-4-5, if you will. Only 2 down linemen, but 2nd and 11. We have the sound silent on the broadcast, but it's got to be deafening. And a shovel pass.
Stop. That's too many yards.
7-yard, 8-yard gain on that. Penn State's got, I keep using the word diversified offense. The capability to do so many different things because they have such balanced talent at so many positions. That's why they're number 3 in the country.
Mm-hmm.
They're not number 3 for nothing. The noise, they need to bring the noise right now heavy. They're going right into the student section. 3rd and 4. Roll out pass, easy pitch and catch, first down.
Oh,
A smashing hit stops him at the 6-yard
Lord.
line. But it's 1st and goal.
if you hold them to 3, you're still decent.
Yeah.
You need a big holding them to 3 here.
And,
There you
a
go.
couple smashing hits to leave him for a TFL. 1-yard loss.
I swear they
Oh, boy, flag.
If they call roughing the passer, I will go to Madison and have a word with those refs.
Now, it's not going to be rough in the pass run a pass play, but it could be a 12 men on the field? Again, we have it silent on the
It's
broadcast.
illegal substitution. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, that's all that could have been because there was nothing malfeasant about that hit. Nothing illegal, but let's count them up. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's weird. 1st and goal to 3.5 then because of the call. I didn't see where the penalty was.
Same.
Direct snap to the tight end. Only gained about a yard. Again, so many different things Penn State does. So many different things. They can beat you so many different ways on offense. The other thing that a long drive like this could do is limit Wisconsin's shots at having the football in the 4th quarter as well. So that's why holding them to 3 is imperative, perhaps. Another direct snap to the tight end.
Still
Gets
short.
to the 1.
And now the Badgers need a big goal line stand on 3rd down.
Yep. Oh. If Penn State doesn't get it here, but it's at the same point of the line of scrimmage, do you go for it on 4th? See if that hypothetical becomes a reality question on this play. Again, more shifting, more confusion.
It's a run.
Nope.
No, they're going to throw it.
Wisconsin knew it was coming, but except for the fact that they had no one covering 2 different guys, and Penn State just expands their lead. But the fact is, unless they go for a 2-point conversion, it's still just a 1-score game.
Technically, yeah.
It stinks after Dinkins catches that touchdown, but it's still a one-score game. I'm not as debilitated by it as I could.
I'm not confident, but I'm not despondent.
Right. A lot of confusion in the Badgers secondary, and they didn't have any real secondary members on the left side of the field.
They drew everyone to the other side. They put everyone on the far side here. PAT on its way.
Great play design. Credit where credit's due. That's why they're number 3 in the country. 10:01 left in this contest. In regulation, at least, 21-13 Penn State.
Yep.
So I'm going to go hydrate, get ready for this fourth quarter. Be right back.
All righty. Taking a look again around the great sport of college football on this Saturday evening. The scores this evening. West Virginia 31-19 over Arizona. Still Miami has expanded their lead to 29-7. LSU up 17-14 on Texas A&M. Auburn beating Kentucky 17-10. That is an upset alert. Number 16, Kansas State handling business against Kansas 23-14. The score in that one. That's in the third quarter. Also in the third quarter, SMU they're looking to expand their lead here 14-7 deep in Duke territory in the third quarter there. And yeah. Yeah. Auburn is terrible if they're winning right now. So credit to them. What's going on in the Michigan State game? Let's go ahead and look at our final scores for the evening that are just coming in now. Houston gets a big win against Utah, 17-14. What else did I miss? Oh, Michigan State losing 24-16, but they have the ball. That could be intriguing as well to see if they can pull off a comeback. Also, I forgot to mention, last night, USC 42-20 over Rutgers. Boise State survives. UNLV 29-24. Louisville 31-27 over BC. Pitt 41-13 over Syracuse on Thursday night. And how about Wednesday night? Kennesaw State 27-24. Big win over Liberty. As we should be getting back to action pretty soon in Madtown, Madison, Wisconsin. Badgers down 8, but still only a touchdown and a 2-point conversion away from tying this one up.
And an update from the action upstairs.
There's no action.
The female lead in the Hallmark movie is not in love with the dude in the movie. Okay.
No one cares. And no one cares.
That's just a look inside our house, what happens on a Saturday night.
There's a reason that this is a sports channel. And not a Hallmark.
Just got to have some fun with it sometimes.
The
Have some fun.
Badger faithful still hyped up.
Oh, the red and white overalls. Beautiful.
They know it's not over yet.
And he's wearing that and basically no t-shirt and 49 degrees and the temperature's dropping.
I'd be wearing like a long sleeve undershirt under that.
Oh, at least I'd be wearing many layers. I'm a fan, but I'm not silly.
It's college, kid. Kid's gonna do what kid's gonna do.
Danny O'Brien, was he the quarterback when Penn State went to the Rose Bowl the first time in 94? I seem to think that he was. You're probably finding out that information right now on the NBC broadcast.
He looks kind of young.
True. O'Brien would be about my age, so
he's younger.
Maybe later. Maybe later. Oh, this drive's monstrous for Wisconsin.
Yep, at the 25, nice pass, going to get a few yards.
4
Good
yards.
start to the drive.
Wisconsin has to get a 7 on one of the next 2 drives if they want to win this game.
Yeah.
They've got to get a 7, maybe an 8. But they got to get to the end zone at least once before this game's over. They're not going to get 3 chances with a football and kick 3 field goals and expect to stop Penn State all those times. They got to get a 7.
Yeah.
Bounce outside, just nothing
Don't
there.
run it that much. Like,
you're going to have to make plays in the passing game. Braden Locke is going to have to make some plays. Yeah, Penn State's D-line is just not allowing much.
yeah. He tried to cut in. If I were him, I'd just run to the outside instead of cutting in there. I don't like that move. 3rd and 7 now.
And he threw it where there were no red jerseys. Yeah. It seemed like he was communicating with the receiver, pointing his eyes as if to say, we're not on the same page here, buddy. Look for the football. And 4 was not looking for the football when it was coming, as if he had to be prepared to be the hot read. And it went right past him, and he wasn't looking for it. So that's on the receiver, it seems.
Yeah.
A number of mental errors by the Wisconsin receiving corps in this game. Drop passes, that mistake, and now a shank of a punt. Gets a roll, though.
Keep bouncing. Yeah, there
Keep
you
rolling.
go.
Keep rolling. Keep rolling. 24.5-yard line. Oh, now a stop's critical. Now a
You
stop.
need to stop here.
It's required. It's required. Man. Oh, would I love to be at this game.
I know.
And I know they're down by 8, but I would love to be at this game right now. Oh, man. The hard part about being at a game this late is the traffic driving back to Milwaukee. Game's not going to end till 10 o'clock. At the earliest, you're not going to get to your car to get out of downtown Madison till probably at least 10:30 at the earliest, sometime between 10:30 and 11 o'clock. And you can add an extra half hour of traffic trying to get out of the city to drive back to Milwaukee. You're probably not going to get back to Milwaukee till at least 12:30 in the morning.
Yeah. By the way, fun fact. This is the first time that Texas had ever beaten Vanderbilt at Vanderbilt.
How many times has Texas ever played at Vanderbilt?
This was the 5th time.
Oh,
They were 0-4.
that's surprising. I would think Texas.
But we're probably going way back in these numbers.
Yeah, but Texas has always been something.
Yeah.
In college football, Vanderbilt has almost always been nothing.
How about A&M taking the lead over LSU?
I'm not shocked. I mean, it's an 8 versus 14 game. Texas A&M is legit.
I have A&M higher than LSU in my rankings. I think they're better. And I predicted them to win this game, especially A&M. I think A&M will make the playoffs.
That might be the kind of a team that may be going up to a Big Ten locale. I'm like picturing A&M at Ohio State or at Penn State.
I think they probably play at Tennessee or at Penn State or at Ohio State.
Like picturing December in the snow, a Texas A&M team having to play. That would be so much fun.
Yeah.
How well can you play out of your element weather-wise beyond just having to play on the road in a playoff game? I love that idea of that kind of a test. Wisconsin on this drive on defense not only has to play fundamentally sound football, they have to play mentally aware football. Because Penn State, especially in the last drive, they've outfooled Wisconsin more than they outmuscled them.
Here we go.
24-yard line. Just great blocking, shifty running 9.5 yards.
Every time the run's just killing us tonight.
Penn State's good. They can
Yeah,
run
but
football.
still, like, we're Wisconsin. We're supposed to be good at this.
They're number 3 in the nation. We're not. I mean, they're still building and building on defense as well. I anticipated about a 10-point Penn State win.
I said Penn State wins by 3.
Okay. 33-yard line, 2nd and 1. And that time, Wisconsin knew what was coming.
That's what I'm saying. Now,
2.5 yard stop.
that's what they should
2.5
be
yard
expected
loss.
to do.
But you shouldn't expect it out of a team facing a number 3 team
Yeah, but we have one of the best run defenses in the country.
that hasn't played a team that can run the ball as well as Penn State does.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, even better than Alabama. Alabama has one of the best passing games in America. But
Alabama's historically had a really good rushing game.
historically, yeah. But
Mark
not
Ingram,
this year.
Derrick Henry. They got Jay Miller this year. He's a beast. And they got what's his name? They've got
3rd and
another
3.
really good guy
All right.
too.
It's big. Oh, wide open first down.
It's unfortunate.
If you're a Wisconsin team and you're saying, oh, we stopped them for a 6-yard gain on a pass play, I would usually take that, just not on 3rd and 3. It's getting late. Both the game and here in on the East Coast where it's 10:26. 6:49 left.
6:40 up. Here we go. Need a big defensive set of downs.
That was not good. 6-yard gain.
Not the best of starts.
I mean, this Wisconsin defense is probably on par with how good their defense has been the last decade or so.
Yeah, and as CJ just said, big pick for the Aggies there.
Maybe a little bit less than on par compared to the great Jim Leonard defenses. But they're not horrible.
Yeah.
They're just playing a great team. Play action. And wide open at the 36-yard line for first down. You just get this feeling of impending doom coming over you. I loved how the backup was like, play action faking to dead air, nobody. But he still got the first down because the receiver's so open. That's, again, Wisconsin failing to win the mental game defensively. Allowing for open receivers, making mental mistakes. Because Penn State is so good at playing up here, even more than they're brawn. 3.5-yard gain that time. And now the clock becoming a factor. Getting close to 5 minutes left in this game. And you know Penn State just wants to keep dripping the clock as well as putting themselves in position to score the game-clinching points. Like, I don't think you can afford to give up any more yards at all in this drive if you're Wisconsin. And you want to push them back. Now you got to start thinking turnover. Not just stopping them yardage-wise, but making a turnover happen. And that ain't going to help. 3rd and 1. Somebody's got to make a play. Somebody's got to make a game-changing play right now.
Yeah.
Third and 1. Quarterback keeper, can you get to him? No, not in time. First down.
Man, if I'm the DB there who's chasing him, I'm trying to knock that ball out.
You have to. You can't just try and make tackles now. You have to strip him of the football. And he outran anyone who was going to stop him making a first down. Let's see if that DB was trying to stop to punch out the football. Now, he was too well protected to be able to get there.
Yeah, sure.
Not a bad half of football for Prabula.
No, he's good. I mean, for a backup, he's
Yeah.
looking really, really solid right now. Well, it's in the fourth quarter. I never updated that. I'm a genius.
You're human. It's all good. All right. Wide open run. You're going to have to change that score again. Or was he knocked out? Nope. Touchdown.
It's going to do it, essentially.
24-yard touchdown run for Katron Allen.
Katron Allen's a really good running back. That's all you can say. 9 plays, 76 yards. It's impressive. Maybe the Badgers can put up another 7, make the scoreboard look better, but that's about all they can do at this point.
Barring an onside kick. I mean, the only other thing you can do is get a lightning quick score and then try and get a 3 and out if you fail to get the onside kick. But I think first and second down here, if you're Wisconsin, you're trailing by 15 points, you have got to get a play that's going to get to the end zone.
I'm just throwing the ball deep.
Yeah.
If you throw a pick, you're already probably going to lose. So.
Now every play almost needs to be an explosion play.
Yeah.
And you're going up against a great defense. That's what a top 3 team in America is going to do to you. And I've got to credit Wisconsin for playing immensely well in this game. They owned the first half, and they took the advantage early on in the third quarter. But then Penn State just started playing Penn State football. They wore them out. They beat them mentally. They didn't make as many mental mistakes.
Yeah.
It's a great team. That's why they're a national championship contender. I can't knock them. I think it's more Penn State brilliance than Wisconsin's failure, as far as I'm concerned. It really stinks, but it's more Penn State brilliance. And it shows the difference in recruiting capability the last 5 years between the two programs. And again, while Luke Fickell has to get his guys in there, if Wisconsin's going to be at that level that Penn State's at right now, because right now they're at least a rung or two below. So I just accept what they are right now. This feels like it's an 8-4 kind of team.
Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll finish 8-4.
I mean,
Who else do we have to play other than Oregon?
You got Minnesota in the season finale.
Where is it?
I don't know.
Either way, it's a win.
You would think.
Is that oh, yeah, we're winning by 2 touchdowns.
You got to go to Iowa, which is going to be hard. You got to go to Nebraska, which ain't going to be easy.
I think we go 8-4.
I mean, so it's.
I think
6 and 6 is out of question, but I don't expect it.
I'll say 8-4. I'm decently confident. West Virginia gets the win.
Excellent. A conference win on the road at Arizona. Never did I ever think I'd be saying those words about West Virginia.
No one did.
Up is down, left is right in this college football world.
Yep.
They playing Jenga? The Badger and the Nittany line playing Jenga or something?
That's exactly what they're doing.
It's weird. All right, for Wisconsin to have realistically any shot, they're going to need an explosion play. Fast. 75, 80-yard touchdown, anyone? Yeah, Penn State in the last 25 minutes of football has put on a clinic. absolute clinic in modern offensive option football. Yes, they've been more physical, but they've won the mental game. Let's see what Wisconsin's got in them. All right, nice first down slab pattern, but you got to get more than 10 yards of play here. You got to get the big play. Another first down, okay. 2 first downs, that's okay. And the clock stops with in the final few minutes with first downs. That's okay. If you get a touchdown by like 2:15, you can use your timeouts and kick, but incomplete. I'd rather have the clock stoppage than a non-first down here. Oh, 3rd and 10. Oh, I thought that was completion on first down. Okay.
Really not.
Yeah. You need a massive play now.
The Nittany line hurt.
Again, looks like it's cramping. Seemingly, at least. Could be wrong. Folks, this has been, as much as it's been hard watching this last set of football, these last few minutes of football, it's been a blast of a game to watch.
Yeah, I think we're seeing some promise, I'd say, from the Badgers.
Yeah.
But just still too mistake prone. But overall, I'm not feeling terrible about this.
Yeah. Again, it's more of a great team playing great.
Yeah.
And mad respect to Penn State. All right, 3rd and 10. But frankly, to me, you need like 30 minimum on this down. Or at least the next 2 downs. You got to gain 30 yards. You got to get big chunks of yardage. $2:43 left. Oh, what are they reviewing? Are they reviewing if it was a catch?
Not sure.
Maybe. Let's see. He got his hands underneath it. If he's falling on the, he may not have controlled it long enough. Yeah, he was fumbling the ball. He was not technically fumbling, but he was still trying to control the football. He never really had full control because the Penn State defender wrapped his arm around Pauling and was able to just sort of jimmy the football loose.
There's a chance they say he's down, but it's not likely.
Yeah, I think that's incomplete. And that despite a great throw by Locke. That's just good secondary play. Again, credit where credit's due. Yeah, I don't see them overturning this. Maybe in the pre-Calvin Johnson have to make a football move era. But
Sands.
Yep.
Good call.
Sad, but good call. Third and 10 of the 36 for Wisconsin. But you need big yardage here. You got 15, 14 yards there with only 5 seconds elapsed. All right.
That's all you can ask for.
You should be asking for more, but I guess we'll take it.
You're at midfield. You're not in a terrible position. A quick play.
It was out of bounds. He didn't have control until he was out of bounds. It could have been, that would have been the game with that pick. But
And A&M just got another touchdown. They lead 27-17 now. Yeah, he's out.
all right, 2nd and 10 in midfield. Pass tip at the line. Incomplete. I've seen too many Badgers games like this in my life.
At least this one's
Too
better
many.
than the Bama game.
No, by far. But too many games where the Badgers put in a great effort against a more talented team, and they just get beat and have to try and play out of their style of football in order to come back and win.
Yeah. It's just those little mistakes and big mistakes combined just make for one.
Throw out in the flat. No, you don't do that. I mean, you know you're going to go for it on 4th down, but you got to get big chunks of yardage here.
We're going to lose again.
99% problem. 4th and 8. This is the ball game. If you don't get it, you got it. All right, 36-yard line. Now you're at the 2-minute mark, though, which means any touchdown is probably going to have to mean a successful onside kick, and that's where Wisconsin's in trouble. And with the way onside kicks are now, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
With the way onside kicks are now set up, where you can't send 8 guys to one side.
That's a rule in college.
I think it's a rule in college now.
They haven't followed the NFL rules generally.
Not always, but I think every single time I've seen an onside kick this year, you've had 5 guys on each side.
Okay.
I mean, I could be wrong, but
This is not good. Shohei Ohtani heads to the locker room with a left arm injury after attempting to steal a base.
that could change the series. Unless if the Dodgers win, though, even without Ohtani, I don't know if the Yankees win 4 out of 5 from the Dodgers.
Yeah.
They would have help because 3 of those games would be in New York, but I don't know if they win that many.
I think they're still losing right now. Let's check. 4-1 bottom of the 8th. Yeah, the Dodgers probably going to win that.
Yeah.
So, go
You
up
won't be
to,
watching much baseball tonight.
No, because with this.
Yeah.
I'll watch all the other games, though.
At first, I was going to boycott this World Series.
He's not like it's the World Series.
And then last night happened.
And I think Dodgers Yankees is awesome. I love how Vinny Pasquantino of the Royals put it. He said, if this was like a 5 versus a 6 seed, y'all would say that the playoff system doesn't work. But now that they're 2 highly seeded big market teams, y'all are mad. He's like, you guys just can't be pleased.
No, I'm not mad that it's 1 seed versus 1 seed and that it's big market versus big market. I'm mad that it's 2 teams that most of the rest of baseball cannot afford to match spending-wise.
Well, that's the rest of baseball's fault.
No, it's not. There are many franchises that literally cannot spend that money.
I don't know.
They just don't have it. You can't spend what you don't have.
I'm saying it's not the Yankees and Dodgers' fault. No, that's the case.
But it's not the other 28 teams' fault in many cases.
Exactly.
In some cases it is, but mostly it isn't. Just because you literally can't spend the money. You can't spend what you don't have.
Yeah. Oh, Wisconsin, Iowa next week is
It
going to be
may be prime time. They're deciding which game they're going to show on the network.
I think Wisconsin, Iowa will be the prime time game.
I think it's going to be Minnesota, Illinois.
Why?
That's the only ranked team.
Yeah.
3-yard gain, big hit, which keeps the clock ticking, which I'm not a fan of. Which got to get more yards. Got to get more yards out of these plays.
NBC's going to be hoping and praying that there's not a World Series game on Saturday night.
I know. And Penn State's going to keep bringing the house.
Yeah.
3rd and 1. At least you got out of bounds. And Penn State's smart to bring the house because it shortens the distance of the throw that Wisconsin can do and make them have to have more plays to get to the end zone.
I like the move sending everyone wide here.
And they just run it to get the first down. They're going to do that and more. 15-yard line, clock stops, minute 30 left. Okay. I don't hate the run play there. They got to the 16.
Yeah.
Now you got to take some end zone shots. You don't have to get to the end zone, and he threw it to Beloit. 2nd and 10. Already a lot of empty seats in the south end zone. Unfortunate.
People want to beat the traffic.
Very unfortunate.
Those are also the rich.
Yeah, those are now the club seats.
So it makes sense why that.
In that south end zone.
So it makes sense why they're leaving.
The south end zone where you first sat for your first Badgers game.
Really? I did not know that.
When you were less than a year old, it was 2010, less than you hadn't turned a year old yet, and you sat with your mommy and your godparents while I was working the broadcast.
Who are we playing?
It was like an early season Big Ten game. I want to say it was like Michigan State or something like that.
Okay.
Because I remember you had to wear winter clothing.
Gotcha. So it wasn't super early season.
No. Like early October.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a wintry day, but it wasn't exactly balmy.
Yeah, all right, here we go. 122 to go.
2nd and 10. Ball at the 16. And again, blitz is coming. And does he get out of bounds? No. Tick, 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 tick.
No, we got out.
He just reached out and got it. Penn State is not letting Wisconsin get big yardage chunk plays because they're bringing more blitzers than
Wisconsin called a
blockers.
timeout. That's what happened.
Okay.
Yeah, we have nowhere near enough time to win this football game, so we can try. But
yeah, it's going to be score with like 45 to a minute left. Pray at the onside kick, and then you might have to Hail Mary the thing. Yeah. And just great blitz calls by Tom Allen, the defensive coordinator, who seems to think that they're confused about the next call that's coming. They don't know what's going on here. Doesn't seem like a blitz here. Nope. All right, get it in the end zone. Oh, nope. Now just get a first down. Just get a first down here on 4th and 9. If the guy's open in the end zone, fine, but you just got to move the chains.
Fickle confused.
Someone needs to start a social media account for Luke Fickle's black vest.
It's a nice vest. You like wearing it.
4th and 9 of the 15. Oh, just missed the first down line. Oh. I think they got the stop there. Oh, man.
We weren't going to do anything anyway, so.
Oh, I'm expecting it, but you're always hopeful. That's just a great tackle, great form tackle. The receiver had to beat a guy, and he didn't have the presence of mind to extend the football over the line. If he if he's gotten ahead in the moment.
He was at a tough angle to do that.
He was, but you still got to try because you have to know where you are on the field. You have to know where you are on the field. If he extends his arm over it, he gets a first down. That's just another mental error by the receiving corps. You saw a lot of them tonight. That cost the Badgers, I would say, at least a touchdown, maybe more tonight. I think, and usually when you have those kind of mental errors, that's called coaching. I'm not going to be beating up college athletes who, again, are mostly kids, if you will. They're between 18 and 22, not technically kids by the official definition, but Kenny Guyton, wide receivers coach for Wisconsin. He's going to have to do some soul searching and some major teaching and coaching in the next 6 days after the mistakes we saw tonight from the Wisconsin receiving corps. That's the one major area that I would put blame on for this game of anybody. But I think more than anything else, you just saw a great Penn State team.
Yeah.
A great Penn State team. Congratulations, Nittany Lions. You're a better team.
Why aren't they kneeling this?
They're just letting a guy get some yards. It's probably an underclassman.
That
yards.
Will do it. They got to stop the clock for the first down.
Now you're just going to let it run.
There you go. Folks, that will do it. Penn State gets the win 28-13 over the Badgers. That will be your final. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. And
dang.
I guess we will see you all next time. Go Badgers.